Podcast doesn't exist. Episode 56. That rhymed. What do you got for me now? Rivalry weekend in MLB, guys, and it was, gosh, I'm not going to say it, but you know what it was. It was a little X-rated because there was a lot of like X-rated stuff going on in MLB this week. We got humping celebrations in San Francisco. Pause. But have you seen the clip, Jack?
No.
Whew. That's something that would be on your algorithm. You beep. Don't have the soundboard, but I just roasted them. Hundreds of shirtless guys going crazy in St. Louis. I know that came up on your algorithm, bro.
I might have just not had context for it, but it's buried in videos of a bunch of shirtless guys.
So many shirtless guys you can't keep up. I got you. I'm the same way. Illegal cockfighting controversy is happening in Los Angeles. Illegal cockfighting.
Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano.
Okay. Legalize it. I think they should legalize it. A player told a woman to suck his dick in the middle of a game. Who would do such a thing? And then had beef with another fan. 2 beefs with 2 fans in one game. Suck my... Sorry for cursing, but I didn't say it. PCA, man. What the hell? And then the big dumper can no longer hit. Also, don't forget about this. The worst team in baseball history all of a sudden might be going to the playoffs. So the White Sox, if you're a White Sox fan, and you've been paying attention to the White Sox this season, you know that they've been good, which is surprising because in the past they were, Mitchell,
bad.
First research hit of the day. The White Sox have been bad. 103 100-loss seasons in a row for the White Sox. Only 4 teams in MLB history have more consecutive 100-loss seasons. During the past 3 seasons, they have scored the least amount of runs in baseball, had the least amount of hits in baseball, lowest batting average in baseball, lowest slugging percentage in baseball, lowest OPS in baseball, lowest on base percentage in baseball, 115 less runs than the Dodgers. 100? Sorry, 815 less runs than the Los Angeles Dodgers. That is the Chicago White Sox, the Chi-Town, other than the City of Angels, which is Los Angeles. I don't know why I had to mention that, but just so everyone listening knows, the Dodgers are in Los Angeles, City of Angels. White Sox are on the south side. But this year so far, seventh best on-base percentage in the league. Sorry, 7th best OPS in the league for the White Sox. 6th highest slugging percentage, 3rd in home runs. So their offense is going batshit crazy for the White Sox, which is something that you're not used to because, like I said, the past 3 seasons, they have been the worst offense in baseball, and it hasn't even been freaking close. I mean, if you look at 815 runs, I mean, if you really try to like picture that, how many runs that is. If you made a video of 815 runs, how long would that video last?
7 minutes.
Maybe longer. You know, it depends when you start the cut. From the time the ball hits the bat, I'm thinking an hour plus.
I feel like Jack is only counting when they touch on home plate.
If we're just doing...
No, I'm thinking when they hit the ball, actually.
It's fucking 10 minutes? 7 minutes, you think? 7 minutes.
They'd be pretty quick. I know we edited a lot of that. I feel like they're pretty quick. It's like...
We?
One. That's like, what, 2 seconds?
I mean, it takes the fastest runner 4 seconds.
815, bro.
So it's I would say it's at least 800 seconds.
At least 800 seconds, man. I mean, who's got the time to watch all that?
How many minutes is that?
If we got any editors in the comments, go ahead and make those 815 runs.
If each run took a second, it'd be 13 minutes.
Jesus Christ, Jack is stoned, bro. Everyone in the comments, you guys are high during the podcast. There's only one high guy during the podcast, and it's Jack Schwartz.
That's not true.
He's a stoner, and he's going to prison if it was up to me. But
no.
They legalized this dumb shit. Now everyone here is walking around like a zombie.
Typical human feces.
Exactly. So last season, it took them 66 games to win 24 games. They didn't win their 24th game until June 20th. In 2024, they didn't win their 24th game until June 29th. Yesterday, on May 18th, they just won their 24th game. So give it up for the White Sox, who, I mean, came out of nowhere. Yeah, looking at that soundboard, there's got to be applause.
Not really. I just have
Jack
a bomb.
Was really looking like, where is it? He's got a little.
I could throw out.
Unfortunately, I forgot my soundboard in the car, and it will stay there for this rest of the episode. Maybe next episode, we'll take it out of this car. Why would the soundboard be in the car, you might ask? Mind your own fucking business. You never know when you might need a soundboard in traffic. That would be sick. If I had the soundboard in traffic, hooked it up to the
That would be fun. Like swap with your horn, just dropping bombs.
1, 2, 3.
who sucked ass this week, by the way, Yamamoto, is actually falling off a cliff. Well, we'll get to that later. Maybe not. Maybe
It's
not.
a shame they have not really had a reason to use that button.
Yamamoto has had a tough stretch, but it's all right. It's all right. We're talking about the White Sox now. So first off, the White Sox have a series against the who they played, the Royals first.
Yeah, they played the
And
Royals.
they waxed the Royals. So they came into the week, I believe, 1 game behind the Guardians for first place. Last week, if you remember, they were 1 game away from being in first place, which would have been the first time in, I think, 3 years. And I think they went over 500 for the first time in 3 years this week. But they had a good end of the last week, almost got to first place, could not do it. This week, they play the Royals, a division rival, sweep their ass. So on Monday, Derek Hill, pinch hit, go at a home run in the 8th. You might be asking, who the hell is Derek Hill? Well, he's been around for 6 seasons in MLB, 6 different teams, never played more than 60 games in a season. He's 30 years old this year, 121 OPS plus in 33 games. So that's a lot of what the White Sox roster is. Guys you never heard of who are having career years. They win 6-5, put up 5 earned runs against Seth Lugo. Again, that offense is freaking hitting. Seth Lugo is no can of worms, bro, and they feasted on them. Colston Montgomery goes 3 for 4 with a home run on Tuesday. I believe that was the game against Seth Lugo. 9th best position player in F4 this year. That's Colston Montgomery. 13th home run of the season against Seth Lugo. 24 years old, debuted on 4th of July last year. God bless America. 7th best position player in baseball since he debuted. So that's a bigger sample size than a lot of people think. But Colston Montgomery, we said it last week, I think he's, second all-time in the amount of home runs in his first 130 career games, right behind Tatis.
Right.
He's a big shortstop. He can slug it. So after that win on Wednesday, they reached 500 for the first time in 3 years. 1,316 days went by between the last time the White Sox were 500. They did it on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, they sweep the Royals, win 6-2, score 6 runs for the 3rd day in a row. They sweep them, win their 5th game in a row, are over 500 in the month of May for the first time in 4 years. I mean, gosh darn. So that was against the Royals. Now, it's not over yet for the White Sox because the true test for the White Sox is their inner city rivalry with the Cubbies, who have taken over Chicago, the Cubbies 2016, everyone, the city's team, right? They think they're so big and bad, the Chicago White Sox. So they got to play the White Sox. Now the White Sox have to play the Cubs. And it's the first time in 18 years that the White Sox and Cubs play each other in front of fans when both teams have a winning record. That's from Bob Nightingale. 18 years. Isn't that crazy? 18 years. Pretty insane. So the Cubs have been the hottest team in baseball going into the week, basically. They were won 20 out of their last 23 games. During that 3-week span, they had the most runs in baseball, highest average in baseball, highest on-base percentage in baseball, highest OPS, and second highest slugging. They had the 4th best offense in baseball going into the week. But who do they face, Mitch?
The Braves.
The Atlanta Braves. And what happens when you play the Braves?
You can't hit.
You fucking lose. And you can't hit. First 2 games, they go 5 for 58. Now, that is a .086 average, and this is the Cubs, who were the hottest offense in baseball over the past 3 weeks before this. 3 runs in the first 2 games, only 1 extra base hit, 19 strikeouts, and then they win game 3, but still, only 6 hits. They win 2-0. So against the Braves, they bat 121 as a team, score just 5 runs, and now they're going to face the White Sox, who in the old days would have been a get-right series. Not so much anymore. So the White Sox scored 10 runs. Sorry, the Cubs scored 10 runs against the White Sox in game 1. So they win 10-5 in game 1. They get more hits in this game than they had the entire Brave series combined. More runs in this game than the entire Brave series combined. They fucked the White Sox up in game 1. Game 2, White Sox fucked them up 8-3. Murakami 2 for 3, 2 home runs. That's 16 home runs for Munetaki Murakami. Don't forget, he's 2nd in MLB, above Aaron Judge right now in home runs. Third most home runs in his first 45 career MLB games. That's from Sarah Langs, meaning that in his first 45 games, he ranks 3rd all time in home runs for any player who played in MLB and played 45 games. he has the third most home runs out of all those guys, according to Sarah Langs. A little bit of a tongue twister.
Hate to correct you already, but you're selling him one homer short. He's got 17.
When did he get 17, dude? This guy's...
First homer of that game was 16. Second homer was 17.
17 home runs from Murakami. Second in MLB, above Aaron Judge. If you're better at Aaron Judge at hitting home runs, that means you're good at hitting home runs. And he is good at home runs. But the series, I mean, it really was Sunday. Sunday was one of the most electric games of the season. White Sox versus the Cubs. Eric Fetty gives up 4 runs. The White Sox go down 4-1. Then Tristan Peters hits a ball. So Tristan Peters drives one in the center. Pete Crow Armstrong saves the Cubs, an insane catch. So Pete Crow Armstrong, who I believe has like a league average OPS, is still like 18th in WAR just because of defense, because he's that good in center field. So he fucks the Cubs over, robs one, silences the Cubs. 2 batters later, Miguel Vargas crushes one. Pico Armstrong can't catch this one. The White Sox tie the games, and a lady in the outfield starts talking smack to PCA. Can we play this? It might be a little hard to hear. Well, this Chicago lady does not... You suck. She tells PCA that he sucks, and he tells her, "Suck my dick, bitch." At least that's according to John Boy Media. I don't know.
I
hear it.
couldn't see it. But.
Suck my dick, bitch. Which, honestly, you shouldn't say that to any lady in the outfield, especially in the outfield. In the infield, maybe, because you got more distance. But in the outfield, maybe not the infield either. Don't tell any lady to suck your dick, bitch. If you're on the baseball field and getting paid to play, that's not good for the league and your image.
Just if you're at work in general, probably should,
Yeah, if you're at home and the doors are locked and you got soundproofing, you could do every.
Well, that sounds horrible. But
don't even say that to anyone. Don't even say that. You shouldn't say that to anyone. I have said that 3 times already. No.
We don't even approve of sucking dick in this podcast.
Hell no, dude. Whether man or woman. Jack, why'd you have to go there, bro?
I thought we were already there.
Jack always goes there. He's high. He's talking. Now you made me lose my point.
Sorry.
I'm thinking about, you know what, dude? I don't want
color commentary, baby.
Color commentary. So Pico Armstrong after the games says, quote, "Some lady decided to start talking shit, and I felt I needed to say it back." That's from Jesse Rogers at ESPN. So Pico Armstrong defending himself. A few innings later, he's on the on-deck circle. A fan starts yelling at him. He responds. Tells the fan he'd fuck him up. Do we have that one?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, little man syndrome, you're a pussy. No, relax. No, fucking relax. Oh, that hit hard. He said, "Is that a yes?" That sounds like a yes. Oh, shoot.
So he said he will fuck up the White Sox.
Oh, fuck you up.
He's probably not used to playing in the same city he normally plays in and how people like hate him. Like he can go on the road and he expects it, but like he woke up in his own bed, then went down to the south side and was getting trash talked, probably threw him off a little bit.
Well, I mean, you don't think he talks back to the Dodger fans in the outfield?
I think he's got, like, I took a plane to get here and I didn't just drive my car from my apartment or whatever.
He strikes me as he doesn't seem like he hates talking shit.
No,
You know what I mean?
he's about that action. A little bit of Tommy Pham in him.
He just didn't do his prep work that morning, and when he's on the road, he's in his hotel, he's prepping to talk shit to fans, but like he's at home. He's in Chicago. He didn't do that road routine.
No, he's a 90210 Tommy Pham. He's a Tommy Pham from Beverly Hills. Went to a high school where the tuition was like $80,000 a year, and he's constantly fighting guys in the fan. I mean, listen, Pico Armstrong. I mean, it just goes to show you the amount of I guess intensity in this series. I mean, if you look up White Sox Cubs fight on Twitter, you will find 20 fights in the stands in White Sox Cubs games.
Which is crazy because they've only been playing each other for 27 years.
I mean, all the ones I'm talking about in the last 5 years. But when the White Sox and the Cubs play, it gets dicey. And like I said, they haven't been good at the same time the first time in 18 years. We saw it this weekend. But in an electric series, PCA tells 2 people to kick rocks, comes up after telling a player, fan he'd fuck him up, strikes out. Sorry, he doesn't strike out. He gets hit by a pitch, but the Cubs can't score. Where am I right now? Okay. 20. So Cubs can't score, so the game is tied. Tristan Peters comes up. Tristan Peters, who's Tristan Peters? 26 years old, has 0 career home runs. There's 2 outs. Boom. First career home run, gives the White Sox a 3-run lead in the 8th inning. So you think it's over. The White Sox got a 3-1 lead. They do it. They beat the Cubs. Nope. White Sox walk a guy. Then the ground ball goes to Miguel Vargas. He makes an error. Michael Conforto comes up in the 9th, hits a bomb, ties the game in the 9th. The White Sox are crushed. Miguel Vargas is crushed. Tough for Vargas, who's had a great season, but he does make a costly error in that situation. Momentum's back in the Cubs' hands. They score again in the 10th, so they take the lead. White Sox down to their last 2 outs. Edgar Caro comes up to the plate. And you guessed it, he does it again. He comes in the game with a negative .5 WAR, a 19 OPS plus, has 0 home runs on the year, and hits a walk-off home run to give the Cubs the series win. And the Cubs win the game and the series. They win 7 of their last 8 games for the White Sox, 2 games above 500. Since May, they have the best offense in baseball by OPS, the Chicago Cubs. And the question is being asked, Mitchell, is this a playoff team?
Their offense right now is so good. I think we've talked all season long about Montgomery and Munetake Murakami, but their 2 best hitters by expected WOBA aren't those 2 hitters. It's Sam Antonacci and Miguel Vargas. Miguel Vargas has come out of nowhere, and Sam Antonacci, he played for Italy in the WBC, and I think that was the first time I'd ever heard of him.
I mean, if you think Miguel Vargas came out of nowhere, Antonacci, an Italian kid, a kid from Sicily, right?
No, he's from Springfield, Illinois.
Springfield, Illinois. Yeah, you know.
Same thing.
The Sicily of the Midwest, they say.
Illinois.
That's how you say it in Italian. You're right. So they got a lot. It's a great cultural mix. They got a Japanese guy, a Cuban guy, and an Italian guy leading the way. So their best 4 players, Munetake Murakami, Colson Montgomery, Miguel Vargas has been better than both of them when it comes to WAR. I mean, you're right what you said, Mitchell. It really is. White Sox all year, the whole conversation has been, they got 2 guys who are elite players, top 10 in the league in WAR, out of nowhere on a bad team, but now they're great. But now you add in Miguel Vargas, who's heated up recently, and Antonacci. Now you got a legitimately good offense.
Like 2 guys carrying a team, it's fun. But if the 7 other guys on your offense are terrible, what's the point, right? You've got 2 great bats and then you score maybe 2 runs a game. But if you have 4 great hitters, you're a better offense this month than everybody. And even dating back to I want to say April 17th, they have the 3rd most runs scored. So it goes 2 weeks beyond just May 1st.
If you start up on the top of the season, they're a top 10 offense. They're 10th in runs, 2nd in home runs. A lot of that is Murakami and Colson Montgomery who are going off. Unfortunately for them, they stay in 2nd place, even though they have a crazy good week. 7 of their last 8. I mean, they were playing 500 baseball and were 1 win away from going in the first. Unfortunately, as soon as they get hot, the Guardians also get hot. So it's not a strong division. Everyone else in that division is faltering right now. The White Sox have kind of built a little bit of a cushion for 2nd place, at least. 3.5 games up on the Cubs, 4.5 games up on the Tigers and the Royals. It's going to be interesting to see because, you came into this early in the year and you saw these guys going off and you say, wow, Murakami, that's a trade piece. Wow, Colson Montgomery, I guess you probably wouldn't want to trade him, but, you get a Miguel Vargas breakout year. Maybe you think about trading him. Looks like they're not going to be able to trade any of those guys because they're going to be going for the playoffs.
And they have just enough pitching. They're not a good pitching team. I think they're 22nd this year in ERA. But they have Davis Martin, 161 ERA, 2.1 F4. They've got 2 other starters with 4 ERAs. Not great, not terrible. So it's not like with the Nationals where they lead the league in offense but have the worst pitching in the league, so it gets offset. The White Sox have a really good offense, less than average pitching, but it's not like the worst in the league.
I don't know. I think their pitching probably sucks ass.
Right now, it's not bad.
Listen, like whatever you said, their stats, like right now, like Mitchell said, they are about like middle of the pack, 15th in starters ERA. Bullpen is a lot worse than that, but 15th in starters ERA. That is with Davis Martin, who we talked about last week, who, according to Baseball Reference, is the best pitcher in the league. Leads the league in wins, leads the league in WAR. 1.61 ERA for Davis Martin. So even with that, they're middle of the pack. If he regresses, where do you expect him to be? I mean, everyone else, like Mitchell said, is not terrible. They all have around 4.5 to plus ERAs, so they're kind of about league average. I guess that is the area of concern for them. Or maybe the bullpen.
I'm not arguing that the pitching is good, but if you have a great offense, then you can kind of sneak your way into the playoffs.
They can sneak their way in the playoffs for sure. And the only reason I really say that is because that division is weak. Because we're gonna get to it later, but I don't know if the Tigers are up to the task this year. The Royals are really. We just saw this week. I mean, they freaking bitch slapped the Royals. So you can't look me in the eyes and tell me the White Sox are worse than the Royals, because they just swept them. They swept their ass. So give it up for the White Sox, man. White Sox are on fire. Cubs, not so much. Cubs lose 4 out of 6 this week. Still in first place for the Cubbies, though, even though they go 4-6. 1.5 games up with the Brew Crew, who are tied with the Cardinals, and the Pittsburgh Pirates are below them. Still, every team in the NL Central is at least 500 or better. The Cubs stay in first place, but the Cardinals are the real team. I mean, they're just as surprising as the White Sox. I mean, we talked so much about the Cardinals in our season preview.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point where it's like, I got to change my mind.
We got to eat some crow, bro. The Cardinals might be more impressive than the White Sox. Might be more surprising. That's an argument. So going into the week, the Cardinals had won 9 out of 13 games. They entered the season with 9% playoff odds. Now they have 29.4% playoff odds. That is a 20% jump in playoff odds. Not too bad. They are 10-3 in one-run games this year, 6-1 in extra innings, and 6-1 against the NL Central. So that is a big difference for the Cardinals. If you're 10-3 in one-run games, you're winning the close ones, 6-1 in extra innings. That means you're really winning the close ones, and 6-1 against your own division. You're probably sitting pretty good, and they are. So they win 2 out of 3 against the Athletics. Game 2 where they lost, they hit 13 hits and scored just 2 runs.
Yeah, I've seen a few teams this week with a lot of hits and no runs.
Are we worried about the Cardinals' clutch factor?
I mean, if you're 6-1 in extra innings, I think you're pretty clutch.
They are clutch. I mean, game 3, we're down to the last out. Ivan Heredia ties it on a double. Jordan Walker comes up. Bing bong. They steal game 3. They win a series in Sacramento. Jordan Walker, by the way, still a hot 7th best hitter in OPS in baseball by OPS for Jordan Walker. Don't sleep on Jordan Walker. Who's sleeping on Jordan Walker? Give me a gun. That's what I'm saying. You find me a guy sleeping on Jordan Walker, I'll get a gun and I'll shoot him in the face, because you cannot sleep on Jordan Walker. That guy is on fire. That moves him into 2nd place going into a series against the Royals. And this was a fun series. We got a little bit of a phenomenon going on in St. Louis. They got their rallying cry, and boy, had they taken advantage of it. So on Friday, a group of shirtless guys took over Busch Stadium, electrified the Cardinals, created a citywide phenomenon. They're not even Cardinals fans, which I don't think a lot of people realize. They got a bunch of thousands of people shirtless in St. Louis, and the guys who started it don't even like the Cardinals. It's funny how that works out. So on Friday, it's the bottom of the 9th. The game's tied 3-3. They're in a dogfight against the division rival Royals, who are not in the same division as them, but are in the same state. A Missouri crime is taking place in, guess.
Missouri
versus Missouri in Missouri. And it's tied 3-3 in the bottom of the 9th. A small group of 16 shirtless guys show up in a section in right field. Within 10 minutes, they got a full section of shirtless guys. So this escalates quickly. We got 16 shirtless guys. 10 minutes later, we basically got 50 to 70 Shirtless Guys. They put them on the Jumbotron, and the organist starts playing the chants. They're going, Everyone's, who are these Shirtless Guys? Now, by the top of the 10th, so in one inning, there were over 100 Shirtless Guys. They start chanting. At one point, they start barking out there in the right field corner. The shirtless section grew into 4 sections. So by the end of the game, there are 200 plus shirtless guys in the right field corner. Top of the 10th, they start barking. Like I already said, the mascot comes out, starts pumping them up. They start chanting USA. They had many, many, many chants. At one point, they started chanting fuck KU. You know, Missouri people, they don't like Kansas. So it was Missouri versus Missouri, but the Missourians went over the Kansas Cityans.
That's so many guys.
And they're all shirtless, man.
This is like some Korean shit.
Korean shit.
Americans don't really get this like organized like that. That's fun. I like that. I like that.
The Koreans take their shirts off a lot?
No, not that part. Just the part where they all do something together.
They were very synced up, man. 400 plus people with no shirts on. But they go down 1 in the 10th. Alex Burleson comes up to the plate. Alec Burleson comes up to the plate, ties it, and the shirtless guys go crazy. In the bottom of the 11th, they start chanting Yoel Pozo. So Yoel Pozo comes to the plate. They start chanting Pozo. Runner on first and third, 1 out. The shirtless guys are chanting Pozo, Pozo.
Got audio?
First pitch of the at-bat. Drives one into right field. Walk-off single in the 11th. The Cardinals hit a walk-off single in the bottom of the 11th.
I was hoping we'd be able to hear him.
No.
You can't hear him, man. Cardinals walk it off in the single in the bottom 11th, so the clutch factor question has been answered. They are clutch, especially when the shirtless fuckers come up. So apparently these guys who started are not Cardinals fans. Like I said, they go to SF Austin. That is a school in Texas. They're in the area to play their college club baseball tournament. They're in the College Club Baseball World Series. So they're in the area. They decide to go to the Cardinals game. They decided to take their shirts off in the ninth, start waving them around, and they start a phenomenon. After the game, Ollie Marble, the manager for the Cardinals, buys 3 entire sections by himself so they could come back the next day. So they released these free tickets online. They sold out immediately. They get about 700 people on Saturday, all shirtless, to take their shirts off again and wave them around to rally the troops. They were doing it at the UFC game, not the UFC game, what is the football league?
UFL.
The NFL?
Did you watch the UFL this weekend?
What's the UFL?
The United States Football League? United Football League?
Like soccer football?
No,
like
you shut.
football,
Oh my
football.
God. This guy
Never
doesn't
heard of
know
this.
shit.
Not once.
It's the St. Louis Battlehawks.
Oh,
Doesn't DC have a team?
Yes.
The
what are they
Defenders.
called?
The Defenders, man.
The Defenders. Right.
Defend. Well, the Battlehawks, they took their shirts off too. So the team from Texas, they had a game that day at the Club Baseball World Series. They came back from an 8-4 deficit in the bottom of the 7th, won on a walk-off, then went to the Cardinals game after that, joined the 700 shirtless guys in the tarps off section, and they win again. Second day in a row. So the Cardinals hit a walk-off. They go play in their game. They hit a walk-off. They go to the Cardinals game. They galvanize the 700 shirtless guys. They win again. After the game, the Cardinals invite the kids into the clubhouse. They go to the Cardinals clubhouse. They start taking their shirts off in the clubhouse, start doing chants, wave them around. All the Cardinals, now they got their shirts off. Now they're waving their shirts off in the clubhouse.
Now you use the word kids.
College kids, man.
Got it.
College kids.
Gee, they invited all the shirtless boys back. The kids all came.
Oh, man. That was the old days. Not anymore. They lose. So that's 2 in a row with the shirtless guys. And then on Sunday, they go play in their College World Series game or whatever, in their club baseball College World Series. And Cardinals fans show up to their game. They say they average about 10 fans per game. They had about 30 Cardinals fans in the stands to watch SF Austin play in the Division II Club Baseball College World Series. They start signing autographs at their game. They end up losing on Sunday, so they don't win the College Club Division II World Series.
That's tough.
And also the Cardinals lose on Sunday. But the tarps off section was born, and they motivate the Cardinals to go 4-2 on the week. The Cardinals now in second place, 1.5 games back of the Cubs. And I got to ask you, Mitchell, is this the most surprising team in MLB?
I think just because we shit on them so much, I have to say yes. I keep expecting them to regress, and they just keep on winning. And 1.5 games back, and now you've got a rally cry, right? For a while, it's just like, what's happening? But now you've got the tarps off thing.
I don't think they can be as surprising as the White Sox, because the White Sox just, 100 losses 3 seasons in a row. It's pretty hard to compete with that.
I feel blindsided by the White Sox. We've been talking about, oh man, are the Cardinals going to regress all year? And we're going, yeah, like there's no way they keep this up, and they keep it up. Like the White Sox, I feel like just got on my radar 2 weeks ago.
Well, I mean, look what the Cardinals did this offseason. They traded Wilson Contreras. That was their best hitter. They trade Nolan Arenado, so they're turning a new page. Lars Nootbaar hasn't played this year. He's hurt. They trade Sonny Gray. He's out. Miles Michaelis, he's gone. Ryan Helsley, he got traded. They traded basically anyone who they could. They traded every guy who was over the age of 33, and they kept all their young guys. Every single person in their starting lineup has been born and raised in the Cardinals organization, which is something that we have never seen, me and Mitchell combined. All 9 players in their lineup were drafted by the Cardinals or signed out of Latin America as an international free agent when they were teenagers. So it is a homegrown team. Even 3 out of their 5 starters are homegrown. And it's pretty insane. It's really just their offense, bro. I mean, 12th in runs this year, but this week they're popping off, man. So I don't know. I do know, but I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like we've had at least 3 weeks straight of just being like the Cardinals are going to regress. So I think we need to shift just for this week and say, yeah, I think the Cardinals can keep this going.
Well, it is crazy how similar they are to the White Sox, and the fact that it's really their offense that is doing a great job. And it's guys who like Jordan Walker and Miguel Vargas are very similar in the fact that they were kind of highly touted when they got an MLB for different reasons. One of the guys got a bunch of walks. The other guy hit a bunch of bombs and then sucked for 2 or 3 years straight. Now this year they're playing elite, but I mean, Jordan Walker leads the league in OPS plus right now. He has not slowed down.
I didn't realize how little he had slowed down. I thought after the home run barrage, right? That helps your overall stats, but I thought he'd kind of cooled off a little bit. There's no amount of since X date, he has a blank OPS. He has an OPS over 9 regardless of where you start the time. So just a great overall season.
Great overall season. Great overall guy. Great height on the guy. 6'7"?
It looks like he got shrunk by the measurements.
Oh, no. He's just 6'6".
He's 6'6".
Lord have mercy on our soul. We got a shrinker. Not good. All right. So shout out to the Cardinals. Y'all did it. Keep it up. But we're moving out west, man. There's a new celebration in MLB. So there's a lot of shirtless guys, but there's also guys with their shirts on doing guys that guys without shirts on usually do. If you know what I mean.
Let's see. We got it.
They're humping each other.
Well,
so the
we gotta
Giants
lead
have
up
been
to it.
celebrating. The Giants have been celebrating so X-rated. MLB had to ban their celebration. So first banned celebration of the year, the Giants got banned. But baseball players across the league are now doing it in the outfield. It's called the outfield hump, dude. They're thrusting each other in the outfield. Theory is it was started by Drew Gilbert, outfielder for the Cardinals. Guy's a wild man if you look at his MLB career so far. So he chewed on Robbie Ray's sleeve last season after a big hit. He regularly gets choked out by Matt Chapman in the dugout after home runs. So he's a bit of a physical player, you know?
I need to play the sound for this.
This guy's a freak.
He's a very physical player.
And is he telling them, like, if I get, just choke me if you need to? Like, that's how they're acting.
He's definitely been asking Matt Chapman to choke him. And Matt Chapman has no qualms about it. I will choke you in the dugout. Well, Matt Chapman looks a little uncomfortable, honestly.
He does.
But he's
it
done
looked
it
more like
multiple times, so it wasn't like a one and done.
Better be careful. You don't want to end up like Mr. Trevor
he was
Bauer.
like
over
stiff
there.
arming him. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, please, man.
Very strong stiff arm. Very strong choke. How would you choke a man out, Jack?
I wouldn't blood choke him. That's too kinky.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
That's what he was doing, the side choke.
So Drew Gilbert. So we're gonna guess that this guy was the ringleader here. I mean, all signs point to Drew Gilbert as starting the outfield thrust. Every time they win in the outfield, they come together for a celebration. Of course, every team does that. The Giants' celebrations are a little sus, though. Okay, so earlier Drew Gilbert tried to kiss Jung-Hoo Lee. Then Jung-Hoo Lee tried to force Helio Ramos and Drew Gilbert to kiss each other. So 2 kiss attempts. Then on Monday, after a big win against the Dodgers, they just start dry humping each other in the outfield. Now, this spreads on social media, takes over the world by storm. They're getting into it pretty hard. And Drew Gilbert, exactly. Very strong thrust. I mean, I don't think they were expecting that. I don't know if the other 2 guys knew that was going to happen. They just came together for a hug, and Drew Gilbert, improvised. He said, hey.
Lee threw his arms up.
Leaf?
Is that his name, Lee?
Lee, yeah.
He threw his arms up. Like he's like, you're bringing shame upon my family
I
right
don't
now.
play that gay shit, bro. Gotta respect it. So
So funny.
the next day, the Giants were forced to have a meeting, and the celebration was banned. It's not clear whether the team banned it or the league, but news spread that celebration was banned. You're not allowed to do this in MLB anymore. They will force you to have a meeting and tell you to stop. However, the celebration spread, so the Mets do the humping celebration on Tuesday. They get inspired, and then on Friday, the Frederick Keys did it after a win against the Hudson Valley Renegades. The Mets did it again after their win on Saturday. So this is not only saving the Giants season, it's starting to save the Mets season. The Mets, since they started humping, 2 series wins this week for the Mets after they start the hump. And then on Sunday, the Giants, even though they were told they can't do it, guess what they do it? They do it.
They do it.
They hump each other on Sunday on the Sabbath. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. And they hump each other out. Now, if you're an MLB, would you ban this? Gilbert, I just think Gilbert can't help himself, dude. He's a physical guy. He's a physical comedian. He's
a Mountain Dew boy.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I think you know what it means.
Mountain Dew boy.
He's like a kid who grew up on Mountain Dew. I bet you he watched Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, he's hyper.
Yeah, he's
Hyperactive.
insane. Vibes guy? Kind of a weird vibe.
I don't think that's your vibes guy. I think that's
It's
just
a
the
vibe.
It's the chaotic energy. No, that doesn't give you the rally, you know?
Well, he's the guy who he played for Vitello at Tennessee. So he was Vitello's underlink in Tennessee. Now he's in the majors with Vitello. And, Tennessee's known for being a little rambunctious. He's bringing the Tennessee vibes to the
Public televised outfield.
Silicon Valley vibes. So they're getting Tennessee rambunctiousness with the, LGBTQ vibes in San Francisco. They combine. Now they're humping in the outfield.
It's also important to note that Gilbert was a part of the Mets organization. So I think a few of those guys in the outfield he did play with in the minor leagues.
So it rubs off on him a little way.
Quite literally. I think he's probably Vibes Guy of the Week. We should start Vibes Guy of the Week.
You wouldn't say the shirtless dudes in the outfield?
Well, they're not on the team. They're an absolute vibe.
I don't think you have to be on the team to be the vibes guy of the week.
I don't know if that's true. Like Unk, he can be a Vibes Guy for a team officially because he's so influential. But this guy,
Vibes guy of the week.
Vibes Guys bring teams together, and they're coming together.
You don't think
All at
Tarps
the
Off
same time.
brought the Cardinals together? I think it. I don't know. Tarps Off in St. Louis kind of brought them all together.
Well, let's put it up for the audience, guys. Who are you voting for Vibes guy of the week? Drew Gilbert or the club baseball team from Texas? The club's guys of the week.
The 700 Shirtless Guys.
I would give it to the team from Texas just because the Cardinals played a lot better than the Giants. I mean, the Giants did hump each other in the outfield. They played better than they have in the past. They go 5-3 on the week, which doesn't make sense because you can't play 8 games in a week unless there's a doubleheader, which I don't think happens. So
went
let me fact check myself.
4-3. They split a series against the Dodgers and one against the A's.
4-3 against the Dodgers and A's this week. However, the Dodgers tough series, so you got to give them an extra game on top of that. That's why I said 5-3. So you get a 1.5 wins for each Dodgers win if you're the Giants. So I'm giving them 5-3 on the week. 8th best offense in baseball this week, which is insane because they ranked dead last on the season. But they turned it around this week. They have great offense. Rafael Devers He's hot. First 30 games of the season, he had a 530 OPS. Last 13 games, 1,105 OPS. So 2 home runs in his first 30 games, 3 home runs in his last 13. He batted .321 with an 887 OPS this week. Luis Arraez, 1,190 OPS, 12 hits, including 2 home runs for Luis Arraez this week. One of them was bullshit because the wind was going 25 miles per hour and he had a pop-up. And I saw an insane stat from Miss Sarah Langs again, which she was citing some other weather account that I guess tries to estimate how much wind is aiding home runs. And according to this account, and I don't know what they use, obviously, but they have some metric that said that this pushed the ball 125 feet or something like that, like an insane amount.
There was one in Chicago.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of.
This one was blown 37 feet.
37.
Which is still like a difference between an easy catch on the wall and well over the fence. It was also pushed 16 feet towards the foul line.
Huh?
So not only was it pushed farther back into the outfield, it was pushed closer to the wall that's shorter from home plate. And this ball was a wall scraper. So I think it needed all 37 feet back and 16 feet to the right that it got.
So that is the win. Hey, they all count the same, though, brother. Luis Arraez leads the team in WAR, 1.6 B WAR for Arraez. He's batting .318. Entered May with a .698 OPS. Since May, he's batting .375 with a 1,033 OPS. And get this, a .589 slugging for Luis Arraez, who's just a little slap hitter.
And I think we have to talk about his defense, right?
No, let's move on.
9 outs above average is third in Major League Baseball. This is a guy who came into the season as one of the worst defensive players in baseball since he debuted. I think last year he had like negative, I want to say 8 outs above average. He's never had a positive outs above average season. -9 last year. -12 the year before. He gets to work with Ron Washington.
That's what I was about to ask. I was like, yes, isn't Ron Washington?
And now he's the best defensive infielder in baseball.
Ron Washington. He really is a GOAT, man. They put him in Moneyball for a reason. We ever see Moneyball? Jack, have you seen Moneyball?
Of course.
Remember the black guy who teaches the guy how to play first base?
Yeah, Chris Pratt.
Yes?
Not the black guy, though.
It's extremely difficult. That's Ron Washington, and he's the only accurate figure in the whole movie because he really is goated with the sauce. And it's fucked up that he's not a manager and the Angels. If he was on the Angels right now, think about how much better they would have been at defense. I mean, the Angels are probably the worst team in the league right now.
I don't think they're the worst team in baseball, but I don't know about defensively.
Yeah, check their defense right now. I'm sure it's gotten worse since Ron Washington has left the squad. We don't really need to go into that. Let's move on to cockfighting. So the Giants, they play the Dodgers. They split a series against the Dodgers. The big story off the field in that series was Edwin Diaz, who's been not implicated, but tied to some cockfighting. The Dodgers signed Diaz to a 3-year, $69 million contract in December. So news comes out this year that he's been tied to illegal cockfighting, opposed to legal cockfighting, which does exist. Illegal cockfighting in Puerto Rico. Edwin Diaz has been attending cockfighting events. Him and his family have participated in cockfighting events, and he has been used to promote cockfighting events. Now everyone's saying, what's the big deal? Can't fight cocks anymore? Apparently you can't. So I missed this. But in 2019, they made a law, federal law in the United States of America that banned cockfighting. Included Puerto Rico, because Puerto Rico is a territory. All right. So it's been banned in U.S. states. Sorry, in 2017, it got banned in states, but not territories. In 2019, they came down and said territories that were banning it too. Now, this was very controversial because a lot of people in Puerto Rico like cockfighting. I believe not that many people in America cockfight. I've never seen one.
I haven't seen one either.
It wasn't even on our radar.
I mean,
they banned cockfighting in 2017.
19.
17.
Federal law. There was a state law beforehand.
Come on, dude.
Oh.
No, it was federal in 2017, but they made it for the territories in 2019. So in 2017, we were not allowed to cockfight anymore. 2016, we were good to go. We didn't even know the freedoms we had back then. Remember, summer's 2016? That's what they always say. Everyone always says, oh, I missed 2016. Why do you think that is? Because you used to be able to cockfight that year. 2017, no longer cockfight. Now everything has gone to shit ever since. That's why the memes are going around. Anyway, 2019, they banned it in Puerto Rico. Now, a lot of people in Puerto Rico didn't fuck with that because, they have a whole cockfighting culture, apparently. They said that this is bullshit. So Puerto Rico responds. They pass a law that says it's legal to host cockfights as long as people don't export or import the animals or any goods or services related to cockfighting. So this is where I'm confused. Everyone's saying that, okay, we got proof that Edwin Diaz is doing cockfighting. We have proof that it's illegal in America and that they made it illegal in Puerto Rico. However, there's a law in Puerto Rico that says it's legal. But the Supreme Court in 2021 declined to hear a challenge that would have made this legal again in Puerto Rico. So to me, it seems like the United States is saying this is illegal and Puerto Rico is saying it's not illegal. And it's whose word do you go by? Is it legal or not?
I think federally, the U.S. said, hey, it's illegal. I mean, it's just like weed, right?
No, it's not like weed.
Weed
because weed is not federally illegal. It's up to the states, dude.
I think weed is federally illegal.
I'm pretty sure it's federally illegal.
Okay,
and the
but
state
then,
said, nah, we can do whatever we want.
Does that,
so Puerto Rico is just saying, hey, states' rights, but not states' rights kind of thing.
Does that mean that if I wanted to get my home state of Virginia to legalize cockfighting and I introduced a bill, we could legalize it back in Virginia too?
Maybe, and I think we should. Did you vote for mayor?
Mayor of Virginia?
Mayor of D.C.
I did not.
He can't.
Oh, right.
I can't, nor do I want to, because the mayor of D.C., both the people running, I didn't fuck with at all. And if you're listening to this, you need to check in next time you run for mayor to get my endorsement, because I run this city.
It's pretty much whoever is down for cockfighting, Joey will vote for. You've got his vote.
But basically, with Puerto Rico, it's like you've got to get people in Puerto Rico to enforce it, and no one in Puerto Rico wants to enforce it. So what are you going to do?
Well, what happens is you got Edwin Diaz down there, partaking in some cockfighting, and then people in America find out and they get pissed off. So there was a story in March. So during the WBC, in between games, Diaz attended a cockfighting event in Puerto Rico and told the newspaper in Puerto Rico, quote, "It's legal in Puerto Rico. Thank God. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. It's something I've done since childhood, something my dad instilled in me." Then they put him in ads. He said, quote, "I feel safe here." And then 3 months later, the media picks up on this apparently. Now it's going around that he's involved in illegal cockfighting. So according to the law, you can get up to 5 years in prison for this. And the maximum penalty for a spectator not even participating is 1 year. So the question is, do you think MLB is going to punish Edwin Diaz for cockfighting?
I did a quick search to see if any MLB player had ever been punished for this. No. No one has.
Really? That's surprising.
We got it. Well, it was legal until recently.
Oh, right.
And
Punished.
it's still, that's the thing. It's like if you punish Edwin Diaz for cockfighting, I mean, it's really up to the law. I mean, I don't think MLB can suspend him for cockfighting because I did my research too. It's legal in many states in Mexico. It's legal in Colombia, legal in the Dominican Republic. So you got to assume there's a lot of major league players cockfighting when they go back home to the islands. You know what I'm saying?
Emmanuel Clase was claiming that his texts that were about throwing pitches were actually about cockfighting.
Yes. So, and no one gave a problem with that.
No, they were just like, I don't think these specific texts were about cockfighting.
Yeah, so Edwin Diaz, unfortunately, he just lives in a country, well, a culture that still does cockfighting, but the freaking Americans made it illegal, so now he's getting shit for cockfighting in the news. So it's a little unfair. I don't know. Is cockfighting that bad? I never really seen it. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's fucked up. 'Cause, the chickens experience pain, and you're making them fight each other. They don't want to fight each other, probably. They wouldn't.
Probably all like shot up with some sort of
PEDs?
PEDs.
Opposed
You think so?
to the chickens that we eat every single day, which are not shut up with anything and are probably treated very well.
Well, that's kind of the argument, right? But at least we're eating them. We're not making them fight beforehand. Although maybe I would pay more for
Fight first?
cockfighting chicken.
Well, they're not chickens, they're roosters.
Oh, fair
They're
enough.
roosters and hens, and they're nasty, and they're very mean. I heard the Diaz bros got some good ones down there. So
Allegedly.
we'll see. I don't think anything is going to come of this, but it was a shocking headline to see. Oh my God, Edwin Diaz is caught up in some cockfighting. We'll see when he comes back off the IL if this affects him, or maybe it was a phantom IL stint, so he'd go back home and handle his business, hide all the evidence, and then once it blows over, he can come back. Now all the cockfighting stuff is put behind us, but I would guess Edwin Diaz will probably be back, and we can put this cockfighting nonsense behind us. And we can focus on other things. There's other fights that we need to, the fight for the NL West. That's a cockfight in its own right. Because the Dodgers weren't looking that great. The Dodgers went into this week losing they lost 4 games in a row after losing the first 2 to the Giants. And all those 4 losses were by 4 more runs. That's the first time that's happened since July 1936. Where were you in July 1936, man? Jeez Louise. I don't even remember that day. Ohtani homered on Tuesday. That snapped an 11-game homerless streak for Ohtani. That's tied for his longest as a Dodger. So Ohtani, after his home run on Tuesday, you want to hear a crazy stat? Only 2 batters have more home runs than Shohei Ohtani since Ohtani's MLB debut. That's Kyle Schwarber and Aaron Judge. So he's the 3rd best home run hitter in MLB since debuting. And only 1 pitcher, Jacob deGrom, has a lower ERA than Shohei Ohtani. So he's 2nd in ERA and 3rd in home runs since debuting. And that just goes to show that Shohei Ohtani is good at baseball. So back to his Cy Young candidacy, though. The Dodgers have kept up their game plan of giving him a little bit more rest. He did not hit again on his start on Wednesday, which seems to be the new meta for them. They also said he was going to sit on Thursday. So he's going to rest on the day he pitched to not hit when he pitches, and the day after he pitches, he's going to rest again. That's just because Ohtani was struggling at the plate. However, the day before that, he hits a home run, and Ohtani is basically back. So on Tuesday, he pitches 7 innings, 8 strikeouts, 4 hits, 0 earned runs allowed. So Ohtani's ERA is down to a .82 ERA. There have been 9 other pitchers to start a season with a sub-1 ERA with 50-plus strikeouts through their first 7 games. 4 of those won Cy Young. The 2 others did it before the Cy Young was a thing, and then 1 more guy who also did it. Only 1 out of the 7 didn't win Cy Young while they had Cy Young, which makes you think that Ohtani might win the Cy Young. Right now, a .82 ERA, first in MLB. 143 opponent batting average. That's first in MLB at 10.23 K per 9. Pretty freaking good. .82 whip, 3rd in MLB, on pace for 155 innings pitched. Unfortunately, that would not qualify for him. So that might be the question, bro.
Also, the Dodgers actually won an Ohtani start.
That's impressive too. He flipped the narrative. He broke the losing streak. They won their first game in 5 games. God, I was starting to worry for him. But yeah, that's going to be a crazy Cy Young battle. Because you got him, you got Skeens, you got Christopher Sanchez now.
Christopher Sanchez might not allow a run ever again.
I hope he does, because I'm not going to lie, I'm really rooting for Ohtani to win the Cy Young. Jacob Mizorowski, all arms and leg, gooey with it, fresh out the egg. He's got a 2.12 ERA. So Ohtani, I mean, the one stat he has over everybody is the ERA, which is, I would argue, the most important stat, because how many runs you give up is kind of what makes pitching. That's kind of the goal of pitching, right? Is to not give up runs. So if you give up the least amount of runs, you are the best pitcher. However, if he doesn't qualify, he can't win the Cy Young. And if he pitches, 70 innings less than Christopher Sanchez, who has an ERA at 1 run above him, but
I mean, if Christopher Sanchez ends the year, though, with 80 more innings pitched and an ERA of 2, or like 2.20, and Ohtani's ERA is like 1.80, I think it's going to be hard not to give it to Sanchez. 80 innings is, or like somewhere around that. Right now, Sanchez has 20 more innings pitched than Ohtani.
It's interesting because, like, I'm under the belief that Ohtani is 100% very cognizant about the Cy Young and wants to win the Cy Young and is planning out his season to ensure that he gets the innings qualification, which would be 162 innings. I guess you have to have 1 inning per pitch per game played your team has. So We can assume the Dodgers will play 162 games. He needs 162 innings. Right now he's on pace for 155. So, if he does a couple of 5-day rests, he could be on track for that easily. If he goes on 5 days rest this week, he'd probably be on pace to get it. But however, let's say he has a start where he only pitches 1 inning. Like if he gets blown up and has to leave in the 2nd inning, like that could ruin his whole season in terms of qualification.
Right. And so far this season, he only has 1 start on 5 days rest. So I think you're right that there is a part of Ohtani that's planning out when he's starting games to make sure he can hit 6 or 7 innings in each of his starts. But, I mean, if you miss 1 day every start over the course of the season, you're going to be missing 5 or 6 starts worth of innings.
What do you mean missing 1 day?
So if he starts on 4 or 5 days rests, as opposed to 6 or 7, he has more days to start his next start and then the next start until the season runs out. Like by resting more, he's giving himself fewer chances to rack up innings.
Yes.
And he's still...
That's why I'm saying he's going to rest less, though.
But he's still not resting less. He had that 1 start against the Marlins where he did pitch on 5 days rest, and that was a big deal because that was the first time he had done that since like 2022. But then since then, he's gone on 6 days rest and 7 days rest. So he's not actually...
Well, guess what's going to happen now? He's going to start going on 5 days rest, and I guarantee that. I know what happened is that he was struggling at the plate, so he wanted to take more time to hitting. But if you don't think that Ohtani's like cognizant and trying to win the Cy Young this year, you don't know Ohtani.
I think he is very cognizant, but I think there's only so many days that he can take off. Like he can't be like a normal starting pitcher and pitch every 5 days.
He pitch every 6 days.
And he needs to start doing that if he's going to win the Cy Young.
And he's finna do it, bruh. I'm telling you, I mean, he qualified in the past. It wouldn't be the first time Ohtani's qualified. He did it in 2022. Was the last time. I think he had 166 innings, which was his record. So I will say that will likely happen again, but I would get worried if he has, like, I'm telling you, like 1 or 2 bad starts could really ruin that.
I mean, if he continues to have an ERA under 1 and he hits 150 innings, I don't think the voters are going to care that he didn't hit 162 innings.
I thought you can't even get Cy Young. I thought you have to qualify.
No, they were pointing out that, like, Dan, you did too, I think. Closers have won the Cy Young in the past. Eric Gagne won the Cy Young in 2003. Dennis Eckersley. I think the Tigers pitcher in the 80s, Hernandez, he won it as a reliever. But I think when it comes to starting pitchers, there's a belief that you need to win or you need to have the innings pitched, which was one of the arguments when Corbin Burns and Zach Wheeler went 1-2 in 2021, where Burns did win it, but he had so many fewer innings than Wheeler did.
Okay, so he doesn't even need to hit it if he doesn't want to. He'll probably still hit it. All right, so the Dodgers, they split a series with the Giants. Then they get to play the Angels, and Jesus Christ, dude. 31-3. They outscore the Angels. They went 6-0, 15-2, and then 10-1. They scored 31 runs in 3 games. So Ohtani, who was struggling before this week has a 1,144 OPS, 8 RBIs, while pitching 7 innings, 8 Ks, 0 runs allowed. And the Dodgers, as a team, led the league in runs, 45 this week. So great week for the Dodgers. Unfortunately, Blake Snell, more loose bodies in the elbow.
Another loose body casualty. He was scratched like an hour before his start, and he had just come off the IL, so he had made 1 start. And they have him returning late July or early August, but they're saying that the Scrabble scope might be in play here.
What about the Snell scope?
Well, he wasn't first.
Is he a Boris guy? He's got to be a Boris guy, right?
I don't know if he is, but he seems like he has to be, right?
I think
there's no way he's not.
He's a Boris guy. So Blake Snell
Boris
gets
Corp, yeah.
Is that like kind of a pause if you get another man's surgery on your elbow?
I mean, how many pitchers have had Tommy John?
It's true. Hey yo, you got another man's surgery on your elbow, bro. Couldn't be me. So Dodgers 5 wins in a row, 3rd best record in MLB, 2nd best run differential in MLB, but just half game above the Padres. going to a series against the Padres. So rivalry matchup this week. They thought rivalry week was over, but it's not. It will be extending into this week with the Padres, who just swept the Mariners, where we saw one of the craziest fan videos ever. Play this shit. This is game 1 of the Mariners series. This lady is just watching a game, minding her own business, having fun.
Oh, show your kid. Are you okay? Oh my God.
And Mitchell is cracking up at this, but that was a hard hit, dude.
Show your kid.
Is she saying show your clit?
I don't know.
Show your tits.
Oh, this is show
she
your
say
clit.
that?
Yeah. Here, run it back.
Show your kid.
She said show your kid.
Are you okay?
I don't know, but she gets
That's tough.
domed by a foul ball. I mean, to get that on camera is pretty impressive. She has to go to the hospital, but she is fine. So
I don't think she had to go to the hospital.
that was a freaking lot. That was like a 100-mile-per-hour line drive.
I think it was a
Oh.
ricochet. Because I think the ball goes over and hits the stands and comes back.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't realize it was a baseball.
What'd you think it was, a hot dog, bro?
It's
Hey,
been
people
known to
have gone-
happen, dude.
To the hospital after getting hit by a hot dog.
Listen, you order a Miller Lite, you better be ready to catch that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, she got hit by a foul ball. It was a hard foul ball. Hit her in the freaking dome, yo. But she is okay. So we're glad to hear that. But unfortunately, her team, the Mariners, are not okay. Okay, the Mariners lost 4 out of their last 5, 4 games under 500. Now, what happened? 18th in runs, 23rd in batting average, and a lot of that has to do with Cal Raleigh, the big dumper, not having a great season. So 2025, he led the league in home runs and RBIs, 60 home runs with a 948 OPS, got second in MVP voting. This year, he went 2 straight weeks without getting a hit. That is the big dumper. He's getting dumped on. From April 28th to May 11th, Cal Raleigh got 0 hits. Mookie Betts was on the IL for 13 of those 14 days and got more hits than Cal Raleigh. 99%, I don't know, I'm talking percentages. I don't know the percentage of that. But 13 out of 14 days on the IL, you play one day and you get more hits than the former second place MVP runner-up. Crazy stat. So he goes over 36 in 40 plate appearances. OPS went from 707 to 559. That ranks 168th out of 177 qualified hitters. His overall slash line, he's batting 157 on the year. Not great. During his hitless streak, he struck out 39.5% of his at-bats. That is 17 strikeouts. So there were 10 qualified hitters this year who have 17 or less strikeouts. So 10 qualified hitters have struck out 17 times or less. Cal Raleigh did that in 2 weeks. Yikes. This is the longest hitless streak in MLB history for a player who had 40 home runs the season before, according to CBS. And everyone was wondering what the hell is wrong with Raleigh. His hard hit percentage is down 30.7%, down to 30.7%. It's down from 49.6%. It is the second biggest drop in MLB as of Wednesday. His average exit velocity has dropped from 91.3 miles per hour to 87.4 miles per hour. That's the 6th biggest drop in MLB. After going 0 for 4 on Wednesday, this guy decides to take a shower with his full uniform on. What do you think happens after that?
Hits.
Hits, baby. Finally gets a hit. 2 hits after taking a shower with his uniform on. But I think we got our answer with Raleigh. Oblique, bro. The guy was battling an oblique injury that whole time. Finally, he puts the sword down and goes on the IL. So Cal Raleigh is on the IL now with an oblique strain after one of the worst stretches you'll ever see. Another bad stretch. Tatis continues. So Raleigh's not the only one. Only player in MLB with over 190 at-bats without a home run, that is Fernando Tatis Jr. At this time last season, he had 12 home runs. Right now, he has 0 home runs. Hasn't hit a home run in 235 days. That is since September 25th, 2025. This week, he goes 4 for 26, so it gets worse. 127 average this week. He's got a 581 OPS on the year. So not a good season for Fernando Tatis Jr. And the crazy part about it is his teammates aren't doing that great either. Manny Machado is batting 182 with a 604 OPS. Jackson Merrill is batting 206 with a 604 OPS as well. So combined, Jackson Merrill, Fernando Tatis Jr., and Manny Machado are getting paid $70 million, and have a negative .1 WAR combined. That is insane. Manny Machado, Jackson Merrill, and Fernando Tatis Jr. all have OPSs 600 or lower. Yet the Padres are 10 games above 500, 28-18, and just 1/2 game back of the Dodgers, which is pretty amazing. They don't have a single position player with a WAR over 1, yet they are 10 games over 500.
I don't get that.
Pretty insane, dude. Pretty insane for the Padres. Like I said last week, you could be a glass half full guy or a glass half empty guy. I choose to be a glass half full guy. This actually gives me more hope for the Padres because if you're doing that well while playing that bad, I would assume, I don't expect those three to be this bad all this for the rest of the year. I got faith in Jackson Merrill still. I haven't kissed Manny Machado's career goodbye. I don't think maybe Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to hit 42 home runs again, but I don't think he's going to hit 0 home runs. Also, at the same time, their starting pitching is ranked 23rd in MLB. So it's not like they're pitching out of their ass. They're pitching terribly as well.
It's like the opposite of what happened in 2023, where they had a great offense and they just couldn't win games for whatever reason. And you're like, how is this team so bad when they're so good?
Karma.
Now it's like, how is this team so good when they're so bad?
The baseball gods.
If you're worse, you're first.
100%. I mean, so maybe it's Sadler looking down on him. Sadler, blessing him from the heavens. So they score 7 runs against Logan Gilbert. This is the most Padres stat of all time. 7 runs against Logan Gilbert. Not a single player on the team had more than 1 hit. How the fuck does that happen? 7 runs against Logan Gilbert, who is a great pitcher. And they only have a guy with more than 1 hit. So the Padres end up having a pretty good week. Who do they beat? They swept the Mariners. And I forgot who they played in their first series, but ended up going well for him. Lucas Giolito made his debut. So don't sleep on the Jeets. He's back in MLB. He goes 5 innings, gives up just 1 hit. However, 3 runs were allowed because he walks 3 straight batters to start the 6th, gets taken out of the game, and all 3 of them score. So he had a great start, but then gives up 3 batters because he walked 3 guys in a row, gets taken out of the game. That sucks, but what are you going to do? Sweep the Mariners. And they're going into a series against the Dodgers. We could be talking about a first-place Padres team.
This reminds me of last year where the same situation happened. The Dodgers and Padres went into a series together. Padres were, I think, a half game back, right? And then the Dodgers won 3 out of 4. So this could be payback time for the Padres.
What if you had to guess? What do you think is going to happen?
I mean, I think the Dodgers are going to win the series, but
Why do you think that?
they're coming off the series where their offense finally woke up. It was against the Angels. But it just feels like it always happens, The Padres go into a series against the Dodgers looking to take first place, and they don't come away with first place.
When you compare the two teams on screen, you would think that the Dodgers are better than the Padres because they have better players than the Padres. But they also have better players than everybody. Now, game 1, it's Yamamoto versus King, and Yamamoto has not been strong lately. I believe he's given up 4 or 5 runs, 3 starts in a row. He's going against Michael King. The Padres starting staff is funny because Randy Vasquez has been amazing, 2.68 ERA. Michael King has been amazing, 2.63 ERA. So both of them, when they start, they're winning. It's just the other guys are so bad that has weighed the starting pitcher's ERA down to 23rd in the league. But it's good they got Giolito. I mean, what do you expect out of Giolito this year?
He signed so late that typically you can't expect a whole lot from him, but that first start is really encouraging. I don't think he spent that much time in the minors either. It felt like maybe 3 weeks. That's pretty impressive for a pitcher.
I'll be honest. I saw that he started on Sunday, and I forgot that he even signed. I was like, oh, yeah, Giolito. It's on the Padres. Just in time to play the Dodgers. He will not start against the Dodgers, but the Padres are about to face Yamamoto. Then on Tuesday, they're going to have to face Ohtani. And then on Wednesday, they're going to have to face Ohtani again, which is crazy.
Ohtani on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Who the hell is pitching on freaking Tuesday?
Sheehan.
So Ohtani's pitching Wednesday. I should have sworn it was Tuesday. Spring is here, everybody. You feel the weather outside? It's warming up. You know what that means? Weather is hot. Weddings are here. Trips, rooftop hangs. You're going to be outside a lot. There's a lot of sun. What do you need with sun? Sun glasses. That's what I got right now here. I got my new Warby Parker sunglasses. I'm a sunglasses guy. You know me. I always rock the sunglasses. If you don't wear sunglasses, something's wrong with you. If you drive your car and you don't have sunglasses in your car, that should be illegal. You know what I mean? Like, you ever drive your car and you don't have your sunglasses and then the sun's in your eye and you can't?
And you're like, man, the sun is burning into my eyes. I'm about to hit a pedestrian because I can't see. And then I'm going to go blind.
And guess who solves that problem? Warby Parker, man. So, I bought sunglasses in the past. I'm usually kind of like a 7-Eleven sunglass guy, to be honest. And that never really works out well because I got a problem. I think my head's shaped weird where the sunglasses fuck my head up and they hurt my ears, you know? Some people get the nose hurting. I get the back of the head hurting. Warby, you don't have that problem because they make them custom for you and you can try them on the website. They have a virtual try-on session. Show this feature, Mitchell. Look at this fucker.
So they have, you can go to
Wait, so are those the fake ones or the real ones?
these on the screen are the try-on feature. I
Right,
don't
so
have these pairs. that
You're
are-
wearing the glasses.
yeah, but take off the other glasses. It's crazy how good it is, actually.
I use this feature to get this pair right here, and I really, it's phenomenal how well it worked.
Yeah, it's like identical. It really is.
So you try on your glasses from home, or you can go to the store. They have these stores in the mall, which I've been to, and they hook it up with all the different styles. You can also get prescription glasses from Warby Parker. And this is the time to do it, guys. Don't get caught without a nice, cool pair of shades. I know everybody wants a cool pair of shades. If you don't want a cool pair of shades, then you might be a little different, but everyone wants a cool pair of shades. These are the coolest pair of shades. Already getting a lot of compliments on my shades. Check the comments, guys.
And Joe's wearing a classic look, but I would like the ones I got. I shipped them to the wrong address, but the ones I got, they're like fat. They're like cool. They're like fashionista glasses. They got all kinds of stuff.
That's right. You used to have to choose between flimsy, outdated styles or spending half your paycheck. Not anymore. Warby Parker, they figured that out for you. Their new prescription glasses start at just $95. So you can actually get quality and stylish frames at an affordable price. This ain't the cheap stuff, baby, but it's affordable. So go to Warby Parker and get your sunglasses right now. Or prescription glasses. Now, I don't want to make it all about sunglasses. I don't need glasses because I am better than people with glasses, but a lot of people like Mitchell need glasses. So they might need to get the prescription ones.
Yeah,
You can also get prescription sunglasses. I have a pair of those from them too. I have 3 pairs of Warby Parkers.
my fiance got her last pair of glasses at Warby Parker, and within 2 weeks of her getting those glasses, she had like 15 compliments from strangers. Like, "Oh, I love your glasses."
And then-
Someone asked, "Where did you get your glasses?" She went, "Warby Parker." That person went to Warby Parker and got the same pair.
And that's true. That's the thing, dude. If you got some family in your life who likes sunglasses, Warby Parker is the hottest sunglass brand out right now.
Make a good Father's Day gift, Mother's Day gift, birthday gift, quinceañera.
Everything. And for every pair they sell, they also give a pair to somebody in need. Warby Parker has distributed over 20 million pairs of glasses to people in need through a buy a pair, give a pair program. So do something good, man, and buy a pair of Warby Parker. It's covered by major eye insurance plans too. So easy to use. Just use your information and you can get that eye insurance on there. And do it right now. Now's the best time ever to go to warbyparker.com because you can use the PDE code and do your thing. Just make sure I get your code right.
That was PDE. P is in podcast.
PDE is the code, I believe. I'm 99% sure. Yes, here it is. Okay, so there we go. Perfect time to upgrade your glasses by spring. Buy one prescription pair and get 20% off any additional prescription pair at warbyparker.com/PDE. That is 20% off additional prescription pairs when you go to warbyparker.com/PDE. That's WARBY Parker.com/PDE. Buy a prescription pair and get another pair for 20% off. Do it right now, everybody. And it goes to a good cause. That reminds me of BDE philanthropy.
Do we have an update on that?
Dude,
Philanthropy doesn't exist.
philanthropy, we are doing our first charity episode, St. Jude Children's Hospital.
Are we really?
Yes. And you can donate. And I believe there's a feature in YouTube and you could put it in there and then donate, and we match it.
Okay, so so all the money we make on that episode is gonna go to the children's hospital?
Fuck no.
Just the donation.
No. What the? No, I'm not giving that much. Jesus.
We gotta keep the fucking lights on. How much are we making an episode?
Listen, man, don't worry about it. Just as much as the fans donate, we'll match it.
Look at
We're
Mitch.
gonna-
You
we're
can
gonna-
tell the podcast is making money. Look at this guy. He looks like he's pitching in the show.
We're gonna match it. We're gonna match whatever the fans donate. But so if you guys are cheap fucks, then we're gonna be cheap fucks because I'm only as good as my fans.
There's a like a fundraiser tab on the side, Jack.
Yeah.
That people can donate to, and that's
Right,
how
we'll
Joe
match
will
that.
match. It's not.
And I picked St. Jude's because that was the first comment I saw. But now throw more BD philanthropies because we're gonna have the number
Is it
one
BD philanthropy?
BDE philanthropy. We have the number one charity on YouTube with it before it's all said and done.
Hell yeah.
Just acting like it's my charity.
I love that.
Yeah, I started.
St. Jude's though, that's solid. You can't go wrong with St. Jude's.
Kids in need, guys. Come on. Have a heart. It's time to give back, man. All we do is take, bro.
I also want to say that I'm definitely gonna bring my Warby Parkers when I get them, when my in-laws mail them to me, so I can wear them on the pod because they're sick.
You want to look? They want to be look like me so bad, bro. That's
You're-
the thing I got going on with me
Yeah,
lately.
you
It's like
son of
every
a-
time I get some new clothes, some new style, new haircut, all of a sudden everyone's trying to fucking look like me.
I don't know what you expect.
I'm used to it by this point. But let's move on to some baseball, man. It is baseball season. The Yankees are a baseball team. New York City is a baseball city. And they played another New York team. First of all, they played the Mariners. That was last week. They swept the Mariners. Swept by the Mariners. Jesus Christ. When did the Yankees get swept by the Mariners? Did I blank that out of my brain?
No, they didn't.
They got swept by, who did they get swept by?
The Brewers,
The Brewers.
who used to be in Seattle. Easy mistake.
When a history buff like me gets involved in situations like this, my brain can make some mistakes. So the Mariners are not the Brewers. The Mariners are the Mariners. The Brewers are in Milwaukee. They swept the big bad Yankees going into this week. So the Yankees had lost 3 out of 4 going into the week. Not great for the Yankees, who were on fire. They got taken out of their first place spot. So going into this week, they're in second place, 1 game back of the Rays. And they lose a series to the Orioles, who haven't been a hot team this year. Lose one to the Orioles, and then they lose Max Fried, which is a big loss for the Yankees, Max Fried, because they've been banged up in the pitching staff. I mean, Garrett Cole hasn't pitched yet. Rodon has been hurt most of the year. He's come back and not looked great. Fried allows 0 runs in his first 4 starts. In 4 of his starts. Sorry. He got off to a great start. His first 2 starts, he gives up 0 runs, but his last 3 starts, his only 3 starts in May, 6.91 ERA. So people were speculating something might have been wrong with Fried, and it was. He's on the IL with a bone bruise. He's going to be down for at least a few weeks. Not good. But the good news for the Yankees is Garrett Cole just had an excellent rehab start. So Garrett Cole, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 earned run, and 6 Ks. He reached 100 miles per hour.
That had to have been his last rehab start, right?
Yeah.
There's-
Well, I don't know for sure, but I thought you meant his most recent, which of course, but yeah, it seems like
Like if you're the Yankees, you lose Max Fried, you have Garrett Cole already pitching 5 innings, throwing 100.
and this is like his 5th or 6th, right? I think it's his 6th rehab start. So he's having a feel. Maybe he just likes the minors.
I mean, it's got to be a nice little ramp up, you know?
He likes that post-game spread because he's a little fat now. People are calling him fat. With fat comes velocity. So he sat at 97 miles per hour. So that is a great sign. Topped out at 100 for Garrett Cole. It ain't over yet. Garrett Cole. Some people think he's washed because he got Tommy John at. How old is Garrett Cole right now?
Pulling him up right now.
But I'm telling you what, I mean, if Garrett Cole can come back and be like 90% of what Garrett Cole was, then Yankees are looking good in that rotation. Now, Max Fried is out, but Max Fried will come back. Cam Schlittler has turned into the best pitcher in baseball. Season ends today. That is the Cy Young winner. So you got Schlittler, you got Max Fried when he comes back, and you got Garrett Cole. If Garrett Cole can be that guy, then that is a big shot in the arm. That goes, because you're not really sure what you're getting out of Rodon at this moment. I mean, Rodon has not been the best. Volpe also comes back off the IL. Not great. Volpe makes an error in his first game, goes 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Do you know what he has done since then?
He had a great game yesterday, but it was his first hits of the season. So he started his season going 0 for 6, but then yesterday he went 2 for 3 with a walk, 2 walks.
That'll be interesting to watch because there is definitely a target on Volpe's back. The Yankees fans last year kind of turned on the guy. Not a great offensive player. Made a lot of errors last year. And so far already made 1 error. And then their other guy, Caballero, who the Yankees fans were in love with because he's a do-it-all kind of guy, a grinder. He's injured, so that kind of gives Volpe a little bit of breathing room. But
How about Caballero saying, though, he's only staying on the IL for the minimum. So Volpe basically has like 5 days left to prove that he's a major leaguer.
Well, so far, I mean, he's got a 159 OPS plus, Mitch. 4 games. He's 2 for 4. Wait, what? Sorry. So what is he? He's 2 for 9, but he's walked 7 times. Volpe's walked 7 times in 4 games since returning off the IL.
563 OPP.
Hey, I'm sold. This guy can take his base. So shout out to Volpe. Ben Rice, another guy who we were worried about. He hurt his hand, if you remember, then came back and then went 0-4 in the series against the Brewers. 3 home runs this week for Ben Rice, and I believe he leads the league in OPS this year again. So best hitter in baseball, Ben Rice. Tip your cap. And his backup also doing great. He had an OPS of 1,415. Paul Goldschmidt. So a combined 3 WAR at first base for the Yankees. That's first in MLB by a lot. And they have to go in a series against the big, bad Mets. Like more like the measly Mets. I mean, the Mets have been dog you-know-what this year. 15-25, worst record in baseball going into the week. 12.5 games back from the Braves. But they sweep the Tigers. Now, that's got to hurt if you're a Tigers fan, Mitchell.
Does, yeah.
A little bit of a Tigers fan over here himself. Just took a licking from the Mets. 3-game sweep for the Mets when they score 22 runs in 3 games. That was the worst offense in baseball. I believe them or the Giants going into the series. Not anymore. Unfortunately, Francisco Alvarez goes on the AL. Then Juan Soto left the game on Wednesday after he fouls a pitch off his ankle. However, Soto was back and Hobart the next day, so not a big deal. We got to watch this error. Mark Vientos had one of the worst errors of the season in that series against the Tigers.
Field the ball that's supposed to be an easy play.
He's out, by the way.
He's touching the
He's
bat.
not out,
He
by the
loses
way.
the ball
So
there.
he kicks the
He
ball,
it back
stops the
into his
ball,
glove. He
trips on the
falls
base,
down.
picks
But
up the
then he
ball,
picks
but
it up
can't pick
again
up the
and
ball
splits on the bag.
and
He might
fumbles
have
it.
been out
Can we
3
watch this in
different times.
But the first
real time? Fast speed?
I have to find that clip.
It's all right. It's all right. Well, we get the hint. The Mets, even though the Mets sweep the Tigers and then go into the Yankee series and take 2 out of 3 against their rival, they do have a lot of funny plays this week. So it was still a Mets week. First of all, in the series against the Tigers, they got called for a challenge that they did not challenge. Play this clip. Brett Beatty. Brett Beatty watches a pitch, hesitates a little, doesn't touch his helmet, telling the umpire, I did not touch my helmet. Umpire says, you challenged it, buddy. They force him to challenge when he did not challenge. He gets the challenge wrong, even though he didn't challenge. And the Mets lose a challenge when they didn't even challenge. If that's not a Mets
and they
challenge,
couldn't reverse this challenge?
you can't reverse it. It's up to the umpire. If you challenge, you can't reverse. Yeah, you can't unchallenge. The umpire thought he challenged, so he said he challenged. But he didn't challenge. He looked like he was good at challenge.
And how do you challenge that?
You can't challenge a challenge, and that's something we found out today. You cannot challenge a challenge.
It didn't even look like he was gonna challenge. It looked like he was about to do this, which is what every batter does.
I know, and that's why it's a little confusing because I mean, a lot of players touch your helmet. It's part of their tick. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you gotta change the rule.
This is different than this. I feel like if anything, that ump was questioning himself. You know what I mean?
There have been a lot of questionable decisions in the last 2 weeks when it comes to challenges, but like this one, it didn't even look like he was going to tap his head. It was like, frustration, but there was no like tapping of the head symbol.
Yeah, and the ump was the one who's getting frustrated. I think that's why he pulled the trigger. I think that's like the issue. I think these umps are getting upset about the...
Wouldn't you?
You wouldn't shoe?
I wouldn't know.
No.
I'm completely okay with being held accountable.
Yeah.
It's kind of my whole thing.
Jack, did you say wooden
I
shoe?
said wooden shoe, yeah. It's just a joke I did as a kid.
You're still a kid.
I know. Frustrating though.
Speaking of kids, they played like a bunch of kids out here. I mean, this was a sloppy fucking series in New York. I'm sorry, I got to call a spade a spade. So, first of all, on Saturday, Yankees have a 1-0 lead. Carlos Rodon, who we were talking about, who did not have a great start, he throws a wild pitch. Show this clip. This is a funny error.
Takes one that gets by everything.
Throws off, goes back to him, tries to throw it back. 2 wild pitches in one play. Scores 2-run score on a wild pitch and an error. So that is 2 errors in one play by Carlos Rodon. At least I guess they're not earned runs.
The wild pitch is, the error isn't.
Okay, so, but not a great play. And then on Saturday, later in the game, the Mets have a 5-2 lead, top of the 7th. Luke Raley gets Cody Bellinger to pop up.
Bellinger flies the first one to right center field. Bench drops the ball.
That's so tough, bro. That's so embarrassing.
Oh no, the Mets.
Oh, no, the Mets.
5-3.
So the Mets do the Mets, and the broadcaster points it out that the Mets are being the Mets, and the Mets did beat the Mets. They made a fucking error. Brett Beatty in right field. However, the Mets do win that game. Don't forget about that. They win 6-3, and then Sunday, tied going into the 6th, they bring in Sean Manaea from the bullpen. He's got a 6.26 ERA this year. Not good year for Sean Manaea so far. He gets not Jazz Chisholm. He gets Trent Grissom to pop up.
Continues to backpedal and drop the ball.
And Bo Bichette makes another error. The Mets go down 4-1.
Taylor never called him off. Bichette kept on backpedaling.
Get Keith Hernandez's reaction to that. Oh, no.
0-2 to Grisham. And he pops one up on the left side. Bichette giving ground. Continues to backpedal and drop the ball.
That's so.
And the run comes home. Oh my God.
Oh.
Gosh.
Oh no! Oh no! The Mets.
The Mets.
I feel like we're gonna have a lot of use for that.
Yes, well, probably. But they're turning around. Because listen, they made that error. Bo Bichette, you know what? You can't be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Bo Bichette makes an error. Mets go down 4-1. Yankees take a 3-run lead into the 9th. It's the Yankees game. Everyone knows the Yankees are going to win, right? They just need one more out to win this series. Tyrone Taylor hits a game-tying 3-run bomb. Tyrone Taylor comes to the plate. What happens? Boom. Then they went on a Brett Beatty walk-off. We don't need to show this dumb shit, dude. Who cares about the Mets doing good things? We just want to see them make errors. That's entertaining.
I didn't mean to do that.
No one wants to see a freaking Brett Beatty walk-off infield single. Who even cares? But we got to give credit where credit's due. The Mets, what was the streak? They went 8,000 games without winning a game, trailing after the 8th inning, and finally they do it.
Yeah, so dating back to the beginning of last year, they had not won a game when trailing after 8 innings. They were 0 and was it 81? 0 and 91. So if the Mets were trailing after the 8th inning, guaranteed loss.
But not anymore. They broke the streak because of David Bednar, who blows the save. Bednar, 4.95 ERA after Sunday, negative 0.4 B-WAR, allowed runs in 3 of his last 4 appearances, and Yankees fans are not happy about that. The Yankees have fallen from first place after a tough week, losing back-to-back series, go 2-4. The Yankees right now, since May 6th, are 3-8. Not good. They have went from first place to now second place behind Jack's Tampa Bay Devil Rays, man. So not great for the Yankees, who are now 3 games back of the Rays. You got to start showing some love to the Tampa Bay Rays, who have 30 wins already. That's the second best record in baseball. Sorry, second best record in baseball. Best record in the AL for the Rays. And the Yankees fall behind them. Not good, but the Mets too. Got to give our credit to the Mets. 5-1 this week. First time they had a good week, I think, probably this season. They are 20-26, still in last, but no longer the worst team in the NL. Who is?
It would be the Rockies.
Ooh, the Rock Show.
And also not the worst team in baseball. The Mets, for the longest time this year, were the worst team in baseball, and they are out of the cellar.
Let's go. Let's go. They got a new prospect coming up, too. AJ Ewing comes up. First week in MLB, 1,088 OPS with a home run in his first week. Juan Soto, 2 home runs this week. He had a 348 average. Brett Beatty even had a good week. Oh, my God. 945 OPS plus. Sorry, 9 OPS. Sorry, Brett Beatty. We didn't mean to show your error, but come on. You got to give credit where credit's due. You guy had a walk-off and had a 945 OPS this week. Let's go. Carson Benji? Heating up?
Benj is the guy who hit the walk-off yesterday.
Okay, sorry, Brett.
Their batting stances look identical, though.
You're all the same to me. You're all the same.
And the vibes are up, I think. They're twerking in the dugout
Let's go.
with construction helmets.
Yeah, because now
Vests.
Juan Soto can be happy that
Oh, going low.
his enemy, Francisco Lindor, is out. But bad news to the Mets as well. Clay Holmes, he got hurt, man. Got hit by a comebacker. Then came out of the game. Pitched an inning with a broken fibula. Clay Holmes.
What's a fibula?
You should know, fucking ambulance bitch.
Okay, well, it's not what it's called. So,
Pussy.
fibia?
Tibia.
Guy thought he was going to roast me.
Wait, am I confused? Is it tibia or tibia? Wait, now
Holmes broke his tibia.
Damn, bro. Damn, you're pronouncing shit worse than me. That's embarrassing.
Are they the same bone?
No, the tib fib. Because I always call it the tib fib. Now I'm confused, but that's the bone. It's the accumulation of those two bones.
Can't stay off
So,
the weed. Put
I think
that
they
on myself.
updated it. The initial report was that he broke his tibia, but now if you go to the article about Holmes, it says fibula. Fibula?
Yeah, fibula. I can't believe fibula sounds wrong to me, but it does. But it's
So
tibia and
Mitchell,
fibula.
Mitchell put the wrong thing in the notes, so he fucked up. Then Jack pronounced it wrong. He fucked up. And I'm the only one left who hasn't fucked anything up.
Oh, no!
You guys got to lock in, man. I keep looking at myself for these glasses. I look cool as shit.
You do look pretty cool. The hat and glasses combo is always nice on camera, I think, because the lighting and stuff.
But off camera, you don't think so?
No, off camera you look crazy sexy.
Look, you can see the lights look like I have eyes. You guys, if you're watching audio only, you gotta lock in and tap in on the video. Looking good. Me and Abner double date, man.
Y'all better be watching. Everybody's bitching about it not being on Spotify. You got video on Spotify again.
You're sitting there,
You fuckers, you won.
You're sitting there watching. I play, I win. Anyway, so that's the Mets, who had a great week, but are in last place in the NL East. The Phillies, on the other hand, though, that is the team to watch in the NL East. Since firing their manager, they're 10-3. Sorry. Going into the week, they were hot. So we already knew them since they fired their manager, they were hot, right? 10-3 since they fired their manager. Third best record in baseball since firing their manager. They had the second best offense in baseball since firing their manager. According to Warby, they had the best pitching staff since firing their manager. They go into this week, and they have to play the Red Sox, who also fired their manager. So it's a battle of fired managers. The Red Sox season, they fired their managers. Stuff stayed the same. The Philly season has 180, yeah. The Phillies, when they fired their manager, had the 28th worst ERA in baseball, 5.52 starters ERA. Not anymore. So they beat the Red Sox in the first game. That's Zach Wheeler, goes 7 1/3 in one earned run. 1.99 ERA since returning from his blood clot. So Zach Wheeler might be a Cy Young guy. I mean, Jesus Christ, he's been a beast. Game 2, Andrew Painter. They lose this game, but Painter goes 5 innings, 1 earned run. That's his first start with 0 walks. His ERA is a 6.21, which is not good, but a good sign here. Gives up just 1 run in 5 innings. Positive sign. Then game 3, Jesus Luzardo. Mitchell said himself, he is the X factor in that pitching staff. Well, he's looking good. 6 innings, 0 earned runs. They win 2 out of 3 against the Red Sox, hold them to 4 runs over a 3-game series. Starters combined for 18 1/3 innings with 1 earned run. Then they play the poop series. So they play Pittsburgh, rivalry, big rivalry. Aaron Nola pitches game 1 and has the only bad start of the week for the Phillies. Aaron Nola gives up 6 earned runs in 3 2/3. He's got a 5.91 ERA on the season, so it's not getting better for Nola, who's struggled for the past 2 seasons. However, the Phillies come back from a 6-1 deficit in the poop series. Kyle Schwarber, speaking of poop, shits on 2 balls, 2 home runs for him. He has 6 hits this week. 4 of them were home runs. Has a 1,171 OPS, 792 slugging this week, reaches 20 home runs. He leads MLB with 20 home runs. He's on pace for 69 home runs.
He had this stretch where he hit 9 homers in 8 games.
Woo! 4 hits this week. Sorry, 6 hits and 4 home runs. Pretty good week. Phillies score 8 runs in the last 4 innings, and they beat the freaking Pirates. And it only gets worse for the Pirates. So Christopher Sanchez goes in game 2, 9 innings, pitches a complete game shutout, 13 strikeouts for Christopher Sanchez, who has thrown 29 2/3 straight scoreless innings, has a complete game shutout on Saturday, has not given up a run in May. So Christopher Sanchez has emerged as the best pitcher in baseball, according to Fangraphs WAR. 1.82 ERA on the season for Fangraphs. 29 2/3 straight scoreless innings for Christopher Sanchez. He struck out Ozuna 4 times, if you saw that. And then on Sunday, another 6-0 win. Zach Wheeler goes again, 7 more innings, 4 hits allowed, 0 earned runs, 8 Ks. So, like I said, 1.99 ERA for Zach Wheeler on the season. The Phillies go off. They get 6 hits, 5 earned runs against Paul Skeens. Bryce Harper hits a bomb off Paul Skeens. I thought Bryce Harper wasn't elite anymore. Eat that, Dombrowski. Second home run in 2 games for Bryce Harper. Phillies win 6-0 for the second game in a row. They scored 23 runs in 3 games. Bryce Harper and Schwarber this week combined for 6 home runs and 15 RBIs. They rank 6th and 9th in OPS this season. Phillies go 5-1 this week. And, dude, all season, it really has been Schwarber and Harper. He's their whole offense.
You just said this week they had 6 home runs and 15 RBIs, and I'm sitting here thinking that's all they had? Because every single day it felt like a Schwarber and a Harper highlight, both. Like, they've been so good. And I think Harper this season has been a little underrated.
Hell yeah.
If the season ended today, it would be his 3rd best season by OPS Plus as a Philly. 3 points behind his second best. That was a 2020 fake season. And then his MVP season. Like, he's been incredible this year.
I mean, Kyle Schwarber, bro, might be, this guy might be the first DH to win MVP in history. I guess Ohtani did it. Second DH in history. If he continues, if he hits 69 home runs, the guy's on pace for 70 home runs. 20 home runs already in 47 games for Kyle Schwarber. A Schwarbomb from Schwarber.
Over the last couple of years, too, Schwarber has gone from someone who might hit 450 homers to a guy who's like definitely hitting 500 and might get to 600.
Don't jinx him, Mitch. Come on.
He's hit 207 homers in less than 5 seasons with the Phillies.
I mean, didn't the guy get DFA'd from the Cubs?
He got non-tendered. He got released.
Non-tendered. He said, speaking of tenders, ate a bunch of tenders, got even stronger. Guy looks like he loves tenders. So that probably helped him. He got pissed. Wait, what do you mean non-tendered? I love tenders. What, no more tenders? They're like, no, yeah, you got to leave Chicago, bro. You got non-tendered. No more fucking tenders. What happens? Once she's allowed to eat tenders again, this guy's hit 207 home runs in the past 4.5 seasons. 4 and a little bit of change. Respect to Kyle Schwarber, but really, I mean, the Phillies, their hot streak is really about the pitching. So 2 ERA this week. That's second in MLB. Since firing their manager, they have the second best offense by runs, first in pitching WAR, 2.91 team ERA, 2.87 starters ERA. They are 15-4. So they have the best record in baseball since they fired their manager. Went from being 9-19, worst record in MLB, 10 games under 500, and last place to being above 500 and in second place in just 20 days. So they are 24-23 in second place or above 500. Their playoff odds went from 31.9% to 66%. That is a 34% increase in 20 days. So Don Mattingly, you got to tip your cap, man. That boy can manage. Are the Phillies better than the Braves?
Phillies have a lot more ground to cover up, but I'm not going to pull a Salica or whatever from 2022.
The NL East is over. I don't know. I wouldn't say that yet.
I definitely wouldn't say that yet.
Phillies are looking tough because, I mean, they look legit. I mean, the Phillies, yes, they had the worst record in baseball. That was a month in. But Christopher Sanchez, the way he's pitching, Zach Wheeler, the way he's come back, those two guys are probably, top 10 starters in MLB, and they're pitching like it, and you don't expect them to get any worse. Would you be surprised if either of those guys win the Cy Young?
I mean, didn't Sanchez finish second last year?
Sounds right. Behind Paulie Skinis?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
But with Zach Wheeler, I mean...
Wheeler, I feel like, because he started the season on the IL, he's gonna have a harder time competing.
1.6 WAR already for him. 5 starts.
But he's not even the best pitcher on his team.
0.884 WHIP. The guy almost died. I remember them saying he might never.
I don't
pitch
think you
again.
get a Cy Young for almost dying.
Listen, dude, comeback player of the year
Yeah, but that's not the Cy Young.
or Tommy Pham. He just got re-signed.
Yeah, just up the beltway. Jack is not interested anymore. He's moved on from Tommy Pham.
I'm working.
All right, so the Phillies, like I said, they're amazing. Their playoff odds increased 34% in 20 days, but the team they played, the Pirates, opposite direction. So the Pirates have gone from a 59.4% playoff chance to a 43.7% playoff chance, and that is just in a few days. And they won a series against the Rockies, the Colorado Rockies. They won 2 out of 3 against them, and they pulled off one of the smartest base running plays of the season. Play this shit, dude. So the Pirates, pause it. Let me just set this up for you. So the bases are loaded right now. They're in Colorado. They're in Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Pirates, they have developed, they were not the first team to do this, but they were one of the first teams to do it. One of the first teams to pull it off successfully. I think it was 2 seasons ago with this new base running meta. The thing about this play, which makes it so interesting, is that they combined 2 of the newest base running metas in one play. Can you? I thought you were working, dude. Now you're paying attention? I can't have crooked glasses? I hate this shit, dude.
I'm producing. I was producing you.
Just, I hate when
Just
people...
fucking ignore it and move on.
I know, but I
dude.
can't. I have to acknowledge everything, and now I look like a fucking idiot. And now it reflects poorly on me. And I lost my train of thought, and I have no one to blame but myself. And my first instinct was to blame you, Jack, but it's not fair to you, man. So I apologize. And I think we just wrap this thing up right now.
Last episode.
Might be the last episode, but let's talk about this base running shit before we wrap up the whole fucking thing. So the Pirates pull off one of the smartest base running plays of the season. It sparks some outrage. It's legal? Is it illegal? They have made this affects 2 new rules, base running rules in the past few years are in the middle of this play. So they have the 2 new base running metas combined into one play, and it's the smartest play of all time, but is it illegal is the question. So now we can play it. Bases loaded, 2 outs. This guy rips one to third, diving play, throws it to second. Now my man runs right through the bag. Let's pause it. Henry Davis runs right through the bag. So traditionally in MLB history, what you would see here is you would see that guy go into second, they'd be sliding in the second, right? Because they know, listen, it's a force play. I could go full speed and run by the bag, but if I do that, I'm going to be out no matter what, because if I don't stay on the bag, they're going to tag me out. So you got to slide so you can stay on the bag. However, back in 2022, a new trend started. I think it was the Cardinals who started this. So instead of sliding, they just run through the bag fast as they can, and just start running to third. Basically, they found out that you're a lot faster if you run through the bag rather than sliding to the bag. So if there is a force play at second with 2 outs, I guess it doesn't have to be 2 outs. You just run through the bag and start running to third. Now, this is only really worth it if there's a runner on third. That way, the runner on second is almost always going to be out anyway because he gets caught in a pickle. But since there's a runner on third, he scores. If the runner scores while the guy gets tagged out on a tag play, the run counts. But if he would have gotten out on a force play at second, the run wouldn't count. So the thinking is, instead of sliding, we're going to run through this. Yes, we're going to be out either way, but if there's a runner on third, we give him a chance to score. We cause some confusion. This creates a whole thing. So this is what Brandon Lowe does at second base on this play. We saw this work out a bunch of times over the few years. There was one rule. They did have a rule where some guys, instead of running the bases, were going right through the bag. You ever seeing this? Where they go through the bag into the outfield?
Because going in a straight line is faster than hitting on a curve.
Going into the straight line, but also the meta is if they challenged it, if they called you out originally and then overturned it, you wouldn't be out of the base path because you could argue I was called out, so I was out of the base path, but I was already called out. So then it would go back to you actually being safe. So it's actually faster to run through it. The MLB nerfed that rule and says you can't go out of the base path. That is abandoning the bag or something. So if you want to do this, you have to round the base and go to third, which is what Brandon Lowe did. So that's play the rest of the play. So Brandon Lowe does an amazing smart play, gets in the pickle. So 1 run already scores. Now we got another pickle. Throw it home. Throw to third baseman. He runs around, and this guy runs right into the pitcher. Pause the game. That is obstruction. So this is the second base running meta they run off in the same play. So he's running home, runs into Jose Quintana, gets called out for obstruction. So this is the second run that scores in the same play. So 2 base running metas executed perfectly, 2-run score because of perfect base running. The question is, should this be legal? So this is what they made a new rule about this offseason. So it's illegal to impede the runner's progress while not in the possession of a ball, not or in the act of fielding the ball. So if a runner is in the base path and runs into a fielder who does not have the ball, who's also in the base path, that play is stopped and the runner gets to advance. So the base path, it gets created. What is it? It is the lane from where the guy throws the ball to the base. There's like a 3-foot distance.
So the runner creates the base path. So if he starts off at a certain place, it's like a straight line from there. That's why you can have some weird.
Yeah, so there's about a 6-foot difference. If you see a guy in that little lane, what you do as a runner is you run into his ass on purpose. He's technically in your way. You get to advance the base. Play the play from the 2003 ALDS. Because Veritech does this in the ALDS, and we getting ads now. We're getting fucking ads. We're stopping the pod. So, but as you'll see here in a second, Veritech runs this. So they've been doing this for years. In 2003, Veritech's in a pickle in the playoffs. Could be slide back in his third and be safe. Instead, he runs into this fielder who is in the base path. Smart play by Veritech. Instead of being safe at third, he gets to go home because he intentionally ran into the guy. So this has been around forever, but players got smart to this over the last few years because they were watching our TikToks probably. Because we're making TikToks about the rules. And they started doing this. So we got another example of a player doing this last season, or a few seasons ago. This is Elvis Andrus, if you could pull that up. Look at this. So Elvis Andrus gets into a pickle against the Twins. Look at Josh Donaldson. They throw it back. He elbows the guy, puts out his shoulder, didn't have to run into him, but forcefully runs into him, and he gets to go home. Now, players started doing this. We saw Kobe Mayo try to do this last year and get into a fight trying to do this, basically trying to pull a Shai Alexander, like all the NBA players are doing now, trying to foul. Free throw merchant, now they're doing obstruction merchants. MLB had to nerf this, so they made a new rule this offseason. A base runner is now prohibited from initiating contact with a fielder to draw an obstruction call. If a runner goes out of their way to bump a fielder who didn't have the ball, the runner will be ruled out for unsportsmanlike conduct. Have you ever seen unsportsmanlike conduct in MLB?
Oh, no. I've never seen an umpire go
Unsportsmanlike conduct? Come on, man.
I don't even know what the rule is for that. Like, I get it in this situation, but like, I've never seen if a batter's just at the plate and he gets called for unsportsmanlike conduct. I don't know what that.
Well, I think
means.
PCA deserves one for telling that lady to suck his dick, bitch, in the outfield. I mean, that's unsportsmanlike in my opinion.
The ump didn't hear it though, you know.
And they
If
say
he said it at bat though.
chivalry is dead, bro. All right, so this goes back to the thing. So now the new rule is you're not allowed to purposely contact a fielder. So this goes back to the Pirates meta. Now, did this guy purposely contact the fielder? Let's play this shit again.
I have to pull it back up.
Because this is a polarizing play, Mitchell. So Brandon Lowe rounds the bases. Then we got my man down here. Who is this guy? Gonzalez?
Yeah, this is.
He gets stuck in the pickle. He's aware of this. Now here he goes. He hits Quintana. Now Quintana is in the baseline, but he does go out of his way to hit him. But if you go out of your way while he's in the baseline, does that count as going out of your way? He definitely does a pivot.
He definitely goes out of his way to hit Quintana, but he's still within the dirt of the grass,
He's in the dirt.
which I think just gives him a little bit of leeway.
Now, could he have gone home without altering his path to get to home plate?
I think if he just hit a straight line,
Would he hit him?
I don't know.
Because the thing is, the rule says right here. Now, this was called safe obstruction, right? But the rule says here, if a runner goes out of their way to bump a fielder.
I think he would have had to go around him to get to home. He exaggerated the bump in a little bit.
He kind of made himself look more guilty because he does do the flop when he didn't necessarily need to do the flop. So it's the flop play.
Well, let's say he leans his shoulder down a little bit, if that guy's not there by the time he's supposed to make contact, then he's going to eat it. So he puts the hands out.
If you initiate contact with a fielder with the intent to draw an obstruction call, that is called out. Was his intent not to draw the obstruction call? Now, we can't get into his mind, Mitchell. We don't know his intent. But he does reach his arm out and kind of reach over. It looks like he was going for it. At the same time, he's right in the middle of the line. So how could you call that? I would love to see an MLB ruling because this is one of the closest things because it does look like he's putting his arms out. He's definitely thinking, oh, I can get obstruction right here. To me, the words say you can't purposely try to get obstruction. So if he's thinking I can get obstruction right here, let's make some contact on purpose. That's not obstruction, which he does. However, it's called obstruction. So I think this guy's a fucking cheater, man. I think he purposely obstructed his ass. And I think Quintana deserves to take a run off that ERA because that was fucking cheating. But you do have to give your props to the Pirates for one of the most confusing little base running things ever.
To do two of these things in one play is very impressive.
Yeah, it was a smorgasbord of base running meta. Gotta respect it. The Pirates need everything they got right now. I mean, listen, the Pirates are the opposite of the Padres, where if you look at the Pirates, sorry, both P's, double P, PP, pause. Yeah, you gotta pause. 6 runs, sixth in runs, sixth in starters ERA. And they are in last place.
They're a last place team.
And yes, they are in a very tough division, but just one game over 500 for the Pirates, which is disappointing, man, because I feel like they're outperforming their stats. Sorry, they're underperforming their stats, but they're outperforming to get to those stats, if you know what I mean. Like, I didn't expect them to be a top 10 offense and starting pitching staff. I did expect their pitching staff to be great. Did not expect the offense to be this great. And the pitching staff has done their thing, yet still they are in last place, tied with the Reds, just one game over 500. So it sucks. Paul Skeens, I mean, at least he did good.
Until he didn't.
It's a mixed bag, but Paul Skeens has a no-hitter into the 7th on Monday against the Rockies, 8 innings pitched. 10 Ks. That is his 3rd time this year where he's taken a perfect game or no-hitter into the 5th inning or later. However, gives up 6 runs to the Phillies, and the Pirates are in last place. And this earpiece is starting to really hurt my ear, dude.
Oh, it's because the glasses on top of the earpiece. Yeah.
Now everything's so bright. But speaking of last place, the Reds tied with them. The Reds, we covered this last week, had one of the worst weeks of all time. Basically, 2-8 in their last 10 going into the week. 5 games back for the Cubs going into the week, and it got even worse for them. So they lose 2 out of 3 against the Nationals. One silver lining is Chase Burns, who had a great start. His ERA is down to 1.87. Then they lose a series to the Guardians. So the Reds are 4-12 this month. End the week 24-23, tied for last with the Pirates. They have the second worst ERA in baseball, team ERA in baseball, and that is this month in May, and that is while Chase Burns has a 0.47 ERA in May. Andrew Abbott has a 0.54 ERA in May. So both of them have amazing Mays, yet their team has the second worst team ERA. How the hell does that happen? 6.39 ERA. That is the second worst in baseball. Is that the starters? Check that if that's the starters or just the whole team. Because I know their relievers are even worse. They've used 7 different starters in May, and obviously Abbott and Burns have been amazing. Everyone else has been dog shit, but 7 different starters.
Overall ERA for the Reds is 6.39. The starters ERA is 5.03.
5.03. Where does that rank?
25th.
So yeah. So they're 25th worst, even with 2 guys with sub 1 ERAs. Pretty insane. Everyone else, we got Chris Paddock making a start, Chase Petty making a start, Brady Singer, 17 innings pitched in the month of May, 8.47 ERA. Lodolo, Is he injured? He's made 2 starts in May, but not great results. 8.68 for Lodolo. And Rhett Lauder, who is injured, has a 22.85 ERA because he only pitched 4 1/3 and got taken out of the game. But as bad as that is, the bullpen is even worse. 8.09 bullpen ERA. That is the worst in MLB in the month of May. They have the 10th best offense in the month of May, but are 4-12, Mitchell. Sucks to suck. Disappointing. Because, going into the season, it was the pitching that was supposed to be the strong suit for them.
Jose Trevino has pitched 4 innings this month, and he's a catcher. They've been in so many blowouts that they've had to turn. They turned to Trevino in back-to-back days.
Ooh.
I think last week.
Back-to-back pitching performances from Lou Trevino. Is that his name? Lou?
Jose.
Jose.
Lou is
Who's
the
Lou
the actual pitcher.
Ooh. A couple Trevinos in the league. You got to keep up, man. You got to keep up or you'll be left behind. Which the Reds right now are being left behind. Now, come on. They're only 5 games back, 1 game below 500. We just kind of poo-pooed on the Pirates and Reds, which deservingly so, aren't doing the best right now, but they have the same record as the Phillies, who we just sucked off. Now, head-to-head matchups, we know who wins that one. We just saw what happened when the Phillies went in there and pooped on them in the poop series. Is what it is. Another team in the NL Central, the Brewers, hot as hell, man. Brewers might be the hottest team in MLB. Might be, may not. It's debatable. Everything is open for interpretation. Last 10 games going into the series, they had a 4-game winning streak going into the week. They were tied for second, 3.5 games back with the Cubs. Then they beat the Padres 2 out of 3. The Mizorowski, the Miz Kid, continues to be a beast. Strikes out 10, walks 0, 7 shutout innings. Afterwards says, quote, I honestly didn't feel like I had my best stuff. He threw 43 pitches, 100 miles per hour or faster. That is a MLB record, and it wasn't even his best stuff. 43 pitches, 100 miles per hour or faster. Miles per hour or faster. No starter in MLB history has ever done that. No pitcher in MLB has ever done that, and it wasn't even his best stuff. So Mizorowski, 2.12 ERA, 11th best qualified ERA. His K per 9 is 14.12. Okay, that is 1.18 K per 9 higher than the second best in Dylan Cease. So Mizorowski continues to Mizorowski. Unbelievable. So Mizorowski had a pretty good season last year, rookie season. Guess what? His WAR is already 0.7 higher in the first month and a half than he had all last season for the Rowski. But he did leave the game early. Is he injured, Mitchell?
He needs to eat some bananas. He keeps leaving games with cramps.
Monkey never cramp.
I don't think Jack knows that reference.
I don't.
What
yeah.
I would do? I'm not looking at Jack. Do you not know that reference, Jack?
No.
Monkey never cramp. Kawasaki never cramp. Why? 2 bananas. Anyway, so Mizorowski needs a banana.
Or 3. I mean, he's a tall dude.
Or 3. He has a tall drink of water. All arms and legs. Out the egg. Gooey. So they went 2 out of 3 against the Padres, then went 2 out of 3 against the Twins, 4-2 on the week. Aaron Ashby, another win for Ashby, leads the league in MLB. That's a reliever. 8 wins already for the Ashby. Gosh. Whew. Aaron Ashby.
Christian Yelich also came back off the IL. Hit a homer yesterday. So
Respect. Don't forget. Cubs are in second place, a game and a half back of the Cubs, but they have a better... Sorry, the Brewers are a game and a half back of the Cubs. The Brewers have a better run differential than the Cubs, who everyone has been sucking off this year, but the Brewers are right behind them. Neither of them are better than the Braves, though. So the Braves continue their hot streak. They beat the Cubs. The Cubs came in as the hottest team in baseball. The Braves said, not so much. Braves win 2 out of 3 against the Cubs, and then they win 2 out of 3 against the Red Sox. You don't have to win every game. Just got to win every series. That's Unk Zuna said it best. And any takeaways from the Braves, Mitch?
if anything, they're not playing their best baseball. Their offense has been not as good lately. Acuna's been hurt. They can't hit lefties that well with the offense that they have now. And they still win every series. They've lost one series the entire year. Bryce Elder, who's arguably been their best pitcher, pitched in the game that the Braves lost, so they don't even need their best pitchers to win. Otherwise, I don't know. It's getting to a point where the games are fun to watch, but there's not. With the Braves, they're just so good.
They've been good in every category. Second in runs this year, first in starting pitching ERA, and second in relief pitching ERA. Pretty freaking good for the Braves. What happened, man? It's got to be Weiss. I mean, Yastrzemski, is he a star? Is he an MVP?
He was playing his grandfather's team, so there had to have been some sort of family tie where he's like, I got to beat the Red Sox because they didn't draft me. But Drake Baldwin, too, phenomenal. He has this weird strategy where he's swinging for the fences if the bases are empty. 12 of his 13 home runs this year have been solo homers, and yet he's still top 5 when it comes to RBIs. Because when there are guys on bases, he's hitting singles, doubles. He's 5th in the league in RBIs. Has more RBIs than Kyle Schwarber.
Drake Baldwin. So the same week that Drake releases his album, Drake Baldwin releases his bat on the ball and drives in how many runs?
He had 3 solo homers this year, and then he had, let's see, I think 7 RBIs this week.
So Drake is going solo this year with a lot of home runs. He might go platinum this year. Because Drake the musician. Okay, I'll try better next week. So the Braves are in first. Everyone knows that. The Phillies are in second. Right behind them, the Nationals, who, get this, best offense in baseball, the Washington Nationals.
Every single week, I check to see have the Nationals' offense have they fallen off? Because they were leading the league in runs scored to start the season, and every week, big old Washington Nationals are up there.
It's time to fly the curly W of the Nationals. 4-2 this week. Great week. Number 1 offense in baseball. They surpassed the Braves in offense. James Wood leads the league in walks. It's slugging 511 with 12 homers. CJ Abrams, 530 slugging percentage, 918 OPS, 9 home runs. That's the best hitting shortstop in MLB this year. That is CJ Abrams. And Dylan Lyle, y'all be sleeping on Mr. Lyle. He was 5th in Rookie of the Year voting last year, which I wasn't aware of.
He had the 6th best OPS in the second half last year.
Pretty good. And this year he's got also a great OPS. So through his first 137 games, he's got 822 OPS. He had a clutch-ass home run this week and had a sick pimp job. Fucking cut his neck open on their ass. And the Nats, somehow, some way, just are, maybe it's time to just give in to the facts. They're the best offense in baseball. Now, they can't really pitch. They had one good pitcher, Foster Griffin, who this week kind of blew it. Came into Thursday's game with the 12th best qualified ERA in baseball, allowed 9 runs. Now he dropped to 43rd. His ERA is up to what? I don't know what his ERA is, but I know the Nationals ranked 28th in starting pitching ERA. Not good.
His ERA now is 3.53.
Did you go to the hot dog game, Mitchell?
I was in Philly.
Wow, you missed the hot dog game.
I know.
I'm pretty mad about not getting one of those hats.
You like
Yeah,
those?
Jack, why didn't you go?
I didn't know it was free hat day.
Bro, no offense, and everyone in DC was talking about the freaking hot dog day. I mean, the Nats pulled a fast one on everybody. I mean, it's unbelievable how, we've covered dollar dog nights in other places. This was the promotion. Not only was it not dollar dogs, they do a hot dog night. It's not dollar dogs, it's $5 dogs. So that alone is like, all right, they're 5 times more expensive than a cool dollar dog night. I'm not that excited for a $5 dogs. Mind you, they also do $5 dogs every Tuesday. So now they're doing it on Friday. They want you to get excited. Why? They already do this every Tuesday, right? $5 dogs for anybody. You only get a $5 dog if you get the dog hat.
What?
That's the only way you get a $5 dog.
That's
That's according to Stacy Axler, who told me that.
I thought the hat was free.
The hat is free, but
They only had 20,000.
You only have 20,000. So you got to be the first 20,000 person there. Then you get a hat for free. If you get to be the first 20,000, then you get a $5 dog. Not only is it not $1, it's $5, and you need to have a hat.
Were there 20,000 people there?
They was sold out.
The most attended game aside from the Dodgers games this year.
People went crazy for the dog hats, bro. And I'm telling you, guys, they just packaged the dog night and made it more expensive. and gave out the hat. People like the hats, I guess. But like, listen, dude, I don't know. They had hot dog fries, which is cool, but like Nats Park, dude, you guys gotta chill with the. First of all, shirtless guys with the fucking shirtless guys in the 4 sections of shirtless guys. We had a section of 10 guys not sitting in their seat in the double deck at Tuesday night, $5 dog and beer night, playing the fucking, who were you playing? The Twins?
The Braves.
Yeah.
Oh, the Braves. Okay, the Braves. There was like 10,000 people there, maybe, bro. And we were getting fucking chewed out for having 10 dudes in the fucking upper deck. We had 4 sections of shirtless dudes in the upper deck. What did the Cardinals do? You get free tickets, dude. You think those guys were sitting in their seat?
In airtime.
So you're giving the Nationals the anti-vibes guy of the week.
Yes. Anti-vibes is Nats Park. They fucking charge too much for all their food. They're like 4th in the concessions. It's like you go to Wrigley Field,
You
Fenway
get a
Park.
good Chicago dog. I mean, they have a little Chicago dog station, and they just the regular price for the hot dog. You go fill up your toppings. Here they have like the mustard machines that you have to like press way too hard, and then you just get a big blob of mustard.
Okay,
on your
go
hot
off.
dog.
Okay, go off. Say more.
I thought he was gonna say that they charge you for it. He just doesn't like the mechanism for the mustard.
No, they're not. They're not functional.
Where's the fucking relish, dude?
They have the. I mean, they have the relish.
Okay,
they don't
got
have the
relish.
tomatoes.
Okay, all right, my bad.
I'm a big relish guy. If there ain't relish on it, I ain't eating it.
Well, you love to relish in the glorious game, but what I'm trying to tell you right now, man, before we move on, is that if you look at the most expensive ballparks to go to, it's like Wrigley Field, Fenway, Dodger Stadium, and then Nats Park for some fucking reason.
Well, those are like the most expensive cities.
Well, then you crack the code, but I'm thinking more, okay, well, they're also the 3 oldest, most, legendary parks in MLB. That's
Nats?
why they're expensive. No, that's my point.
Yeah. Okay. I was just.
And then the 4th is the Nats.
Yeah, I mean, I love being able to go to Major League Baseball games regularly, but there's nothing special about Nats Park, and there's no reason that their basic hot dogs cost $8.
The dogs are too high.
And like the
Dogs-
thing about their hot dogs, same price every vendor, not the same dog. You never know which type of hot dog you're getting. Some of their hot dogs taste really bad, and you have to know which hot dogs from which vendors
Nah,
sell which
skip
hot
all that
dogs.
shit, dude. I go straight to the steak skewer. Straight to the steak skewer every time.
That's gonna go.
Or the smash burgers. Smash burgers are actually fucking good there. But it's not like it's Nats Park. It's just a vendor called Slash Burger. Does that sound familiar? Anyway, not a sponsor, so fuck them.
Fuck you, Slash Burger. So the Nationals win. Beat the Reds 2-3. Win the Beltway series. Go ape shit. First in runs. And gotta tip your cap. They are in 3rd place, the Washington Nationals. They do get fucked over on 500 though. That's an embarrassing stat for the Nats. So according to Spencer Nosbaum, the Nationals have had 15 chances since May 15th, 2024 to go 500. They lost every game. So they are 0-15.
0-16
Oh,
because
and-
they lost yesterday.
So they could have got 500 yesterday, did not go 500. 0-16 when they have a chance to go 500.
To go above 500. So they've been at 500, but they've had 16 chances to go 1 game over 500, and they've lost every single game.
It sucks. But they're ahead of the Marlins. Jack's Marlins are down there. What is there to say about the Marlins? Mitchell, I'm going to give you the floor on the Marlins, man. You can say whatever you want.
I feel like with the Marlins, you've got 3 really great position players. You've got Otto Lopez, Xavier Edwards, Liam Hicks. They've played phenomenally to start the season. And then after that, it's a lot of boring. Like even Sandy Alcantara, you've had some ups and downs with him. He had a great start on, Saturday. But he's had like a really mess season overall. He had a great start to the season, then had a bad 5 games, I want to say. Now he's had 2 consecutive good starts, but with his track record, they're just not that exciting.
No, that's what did you expect, though?
I know. I mean, even on their win against the Rays have had the best pitching staff in baseball for the last month plus. They scored 10 runs off the Rays. That's impressive, but 8 of those runs came in the 10th inning. And it was
Okay.
off of 1 pitcher. So, I don't know.
9 games back of the Braves, still ahead of the Mets, though. So hey, they can be better than the Mets, who spend $13 billion on their payroll.
And
While
they spend like pennies.
Marlins don't have a single millionaire in the lineup. Last in attendance, but not last in the NL East. I'd rather be the Marlins than the Tigers right now. Tigers.
The Tigers.
Yeah, the Tigers are struggling. So the Tigers going into the week had lost 5 of their last 6. They had lost 13 of their last 18 games. Injured. Scooble's on the injured list. Verlander was on the injured list, still on the injured list. Reese Olson's on the injured list. They got Casey Mize off the injured list. He actually had a good start, but everyone else not so much. So Jack Flaherty can't get out of the 4th. He has a 5.73 ERA, and the bullpen allows 7 more runs. That's against the Mets. They get swept by the Mets. Not very good. And they give up a ton of runs to the Mets, who have the 29th worst offense in baseball. So not a team you want to give up a lot of runs to. They give up 22 to them. Very upsetting for them. And then they lose a series to the Blue Jays. Not good. How are we going to turn this around, Mitchell?
It's like your one starting pitcher who has stayed out of trouble and not been injured this year is Jack Flaherty, and he's if he was a qualified pitcher, I think he'd have the 7th worst ERA in baseball. He's like 5 innings shy of being a qualified pitcher because they keep having to pull him from the game because he keeps allowing runs. Their offense outside of Riley Green and Kevin McGonigal is pretty bad. I don't know. Their playoff odds are still relatively high. It might be because the Central's such a weak division.
Well, they're competing with the White Sox right now.
But yeah, with the way things are going, Fangraphs has their playoff odds as higher than the White Sox. The White Sox still have 14% playoff odds, where the Tigers have 35% playoff odds. But that's dropped 40 points since opening day.
Well, the good news for them is the propaganda coming out of the Boris camp is keeps getting better.
Scooble's already throwing.
Yeah, so John Heyman, another update. Scooble is already playing catch. Barely a week out of elbow surgery. The operation to remove one loose body was arthroscopic, and he might be beat initial estimates of 2 months out. 6 weeks remains possible. So we were looking at 2 months, like that would be the fastest anyone's come back, but they're saying 6 weeks now. I hope it's true. I hope it's true. Great news for Tarek Skubal. That's from Jesse Morse, an MD. He could potentially return in 2 to 4 weeks. I don't know why. Just nano needle to the rescue. So it looks like there's a whole medical community is very interested in the Skubal scope. I'm a little skeptical, man. I don't like to. Anytime there's a new science thing, I don't really buy into it immediately.
You're skeptical of the Scooble scope?
I'm very skeptical of the Skubal scope. I don't think they've done their their trials? Where are the trials? Where are the studies? Who approved this? Is it FDA approved?
If Joey doesn't know about the studies, then did they really happen?
What if it gives you freaking
Nano needle.
No, what's the thing that COVID vaccine gives you, dude?
Autism?
Yes. The Skubal scope, they don't know what it could. We don't know. Skubal might just start posting stories of him doing Legos and shit. We see Skubal at a WWE match. We know what happened.
Whoa. Shots fired at the wrestling community.
There's no shots there. There's no shots there. Speaking of shots, if you had to take a shot every time the Guardians won a game this week, you'd have to take a damn near 5 shots, bro. Because they went 5-1, and the Guardians finally heated up. So they were in first place going into the week, but were 500, which is a little embarrassing for the Central. So at least they got, some bragging rights now. They stay in first. They needed to win this week because the White Sox heated up, and they did it. They sweep the Angels. That shouldn't even count. Jesus Christ. They sweep the Angels, then win 2 out of 3. In the Battle of Ohio, they beat the Reds. How'd they do it, Mitch? I know, well...
They're stealing a lot of bases. They're walking a lot, and they're stealing a lot of bases. This month, the Guardians have the most stolen bases in baseball. Travis Bazzana has 7 stolen bases since he came up.
Every time you say that, I just go, Travis Pastrana. Nitro Circus. Double backflip on a BMX bike or on a fucking motocross bike, but it's not. It's an Australian guy who plays second base, not a BMX that guy. Not a.
I mean, it could be. You never know what they're doing in Australia.
You never freaking know.
The Guardians also lead the league in walks this month. So basically, they walk, they steal, and then they get sent home. On Sunday, though, they hit a lot of home runs. They hit 6 home runs. Angel Martinez, I think, is a guy that we need to keep an eye on. Coming into the season, he had a 630 career OPS. This year, his OPS is 822. He has a 131 OPS plus. I think that might be the highest on the Guardians. Oh, no, there's Chase DeLauder. So he's
DeLauder.
second to Chase DeLauder. Just a really weird team.
It's a very Guardians team. They're not going to do it in the traditional way, but they walk and they steal.
J-Ram has 20 stolen bases this year.
Jesus
Leads the league.
Christ. Well, he led the league last year. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that J-Ram did lead the league in steals last year, and he's on his way to do it again. He's heating up, ain't he? J-Ram is on fire.
He had a great weekend against the Reds. He loves Cleveland. I think he's kind of bought into the idea that Cleveland needs to be the better Ohio city, and he took it personally. With the Ohio on the line, he went 6 for 11 with 3 walks.
He is the face of Ohio sports right now. I think actually aren't the Cleveland Cavaliers? The Cavaliers just advanced. Who's the best player in the Cleveland Cavaliers?
I don't know.
LeBron James. Oh, Donovan Mitchell.
LeBron.
Famous Mets fan.
LeBron James. So the Guardians go 5-1, man. We got to take 5 shots. We got to take 5 shots for the first place Guardians.
We need a liquor sponsor.
We need to. Liquor, I'd barely know her.
Yo.
Why would I lick her? I don't even fucking know her, bro. It's so weird, Jack. But you know what? What kind of liquor do you want to drink?
I want to get what's it called? What's the peanut butter tequila called?
All that stuff's bad.
Caleb
for you, man.
Presley?
That's stop.
Caleb Presley's joint. Bro, it's so good. What are you talking
It's
about?
bad for you, man. We don't promote drinking here. I'm down for a licorice sponsorship.
Oh, no.
Wait, are you looking up
Licorice?
the peanut butter tequila? Dude, I'll bring some in. It's so good.
Yeah, bring
I'm
it in.
reacting to licorice.
I love how Jack is just really
I
trying to get this
hate
brand
licorice.
deal. I see what you're doing. right now.
I am trying to get this
I
brand
know.
deal specifically.
I know
but
you're
also,
like going for we gotta get the soundbite. We can get Caleb because Caleb Presley does follow you on Instagram. I know.
Yeah, we're boys.
Do you think he would sponsor us?
I think maybe. I can
I-
reach out.
I have to you have to drink it live on there.
I mean, I would. You don't want to?
I'm down to do it, but I don't want to. I don't want to be a simp and then get ignored. You know what I'm saying? I'm vulnerable. Fear of rejection, some might say. What if we ask for the liquor and then it doesn't get here, and then we have to.
Chiquitita. I mean, I've been drinking it. No sponsor. I mean, I've just been drinking it. Last time I drank it.
Peanut butter? A peanut butter drink?
Dude, it's shockingly good for real. I'm not even kidding. It sounds like it would be gross. It's so good. It's way better than Screwball too, the peanut butter whiskey.
I've never.
Sorry,
had
we're
it.
getting a little too sidetracked, but
For real. Let's take the hot dogs. I'm fucking starving after talking about hot dogs. Anyway, the Royals. We will never be Royals. Royals. You got butt fucked by the White Sox. They go 0-3 against the White Sox and lose 2 out of 3 against the Cardinals. So the 2 biggest surprising teams in the week. Are they really surprising, or are they just playing the Royals? We were so excited over the White Sox and the Cardinals.
We got so duped by the Royals.
Maybe it was just the Royals suck. I mean, we thought the Royals were going to be good. They have not been good. They have the best player in baseball, according to WAR, Bobby Witt, which really, no offense, makes me kind of question WAR. Sorry.
You
What?
don't think Bobby Witt's... Where
No.
would you rank Bobby Witt?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Bobby Witt's an amazing player. He's definitely a top 10 player. But, you're the best player in baseball because you're great at shortstop. I understand that shortstop's a premium position. I am a shortstop. I was born and raised as shortstop. I was the starting shortstop in JV and the starting shortstop for the Maestros in slow pitch softball before I got hurt. So I know the importance of defense, and I know the importance of being a premium player at a premium position. And there's no position more premium than shortstop, maybe catcher, but captain of the infield, pretty big deal. Although Kyle Schwarber has 20 fucking home runs. Okay. This guy, Bobby Witt, great player, but it's not like he's hitting the ball that well. Above average, but not the best in the league, dude. You're telling me he's more valuable than Shohei Ohtani this year? Who pitches and hits?
I think with Witt, you've got someone who's well above average as a hitter, who's well above average as a base runner, and well above average as a defender. And the WAR calculations say there's no negative here. Like with Kyle Schwarber, he has 1 stolen base. He's not a great base runner, and he doesn't play defense.
And he's DH. I get it. But man,
like if you're talking about best hitter in baseball, yeah, Bobby Witt Jr. is not the best hitter in baseball. But when we're talking about like the complete game, I can buy into the argument that he's the best player in baseball.
but he hasn't had the most productive season. That's my argument. I'd rather have someone like Shane Bangaliers, who has a slugging percentage over 100 points higher than him, who's getting on base over 20 points more often than him. His batting average is 337 opposed to a 303. And he catches every day, Mitch. He's calling games back there. I don't know. I'm just skeptical.
If you
I
took
think
Langoliers' production and you added 6 more games to it, I do think Langoliers does beat Bobby Witt. But Bobby Witt has played 47 games.
47 whole games. But Aaron Judge, 16 home runs. He's drove in 30 runs. I'm just saying, I just a little skeptical of that. I'm not taking anything against Bobby Witt Jr., but I do think the shortstops get a little bit too much of a bump. But that is just really just my gut feeling saying it. I trust my gut. But the Royals, yeah, they suck ass, even with Bobby Witt Jr. It's bad. Can they turn it around? Do you think they have a chance to turn it around?
Between them and the Tigers,
Maybe-
I don't know which. I feel like both of them. This is like the Mets and the Phillies a month ago. It's like who are you taking? And at that point, it was like probably the Phillies, but I don't know.
I'll take the Royals over the Tigers anytime, bro. I mean, the Royals, listen, they have played under their capabilities this year. Did we get a little bit overzealous when we saw their roster and their World Baseball Classic performance and thought they were going to be legit? Maybe. But Pasquantino has been dog shit this year. I think he's playing underneath his capability.
I feel like he did that last year too, though, where he was one of the worst players in baseball, and then he turned it around in, I think, May.
Listen, this team can turn it around. There's still time. We say with every single team in this division, the division's not great. So you can suck and still turn it around. They're not out of it. It's just they've played like dog poop. I mean, they've lost, 6 of their last 7 games, and they weren't doing that great before that either. It's just been a tough stretch. It's been a tough go. They really were like reliant on their starting pitchers the past few years. Their starting pitchers have been so dominant, and this year they just really haven't. Other than Michael Wacha, who's got a 2.83 ERA, no one else has really like been that great as a whole. And they got Cole Reagans on the IL, which hurts. I think that's probably the main difference if I had to pick one difference. But when the offense is as bad as the offense has been, it's not much the pitching staff can do. Not much the pitching staff can do. So we'll be praying for you, Royals. We will never be Royals. Anything else you want to add on the Royals?
Nope.
What about the Twins?
Bailey Ober threw a Maddox.
Ober. I barely even know her.
All right.
Ober? I don't even fucking know.
Oh, no!
What, are you coming at me now?
Oh, no!
Let the guy have the soundboard. Anyway, Zebby Matthews, man. Tell me one thing about Zebby Matthews. It's got to be positive.
He made his first start of the season, had a good start.
Zebby. What's that short for?
What do you think?
Debbie.
You think his name is Debbie?
He probably was named Debbie. He's like, that's a girl's name. I need to make it a boy's name. He's like, how about Zebby?
His first name does begin with a D.
Where is he from?
He is from Kahlua, North Carolina.
It's a North Carolina name. Zebs. Zebby.
I don't think I said that.
You're
I'm a North Carolinian. I'm pretty sure I didn't say that.
Name
word.
starts with a D?
Starts with a Z.
His first name starts with a D. His name is Daniel Zebulon.
His middle name is Zebulon?
Yeah.
Is that the planet he's from?
I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I say this as a North Carolinian, but I don't feel like that's a rare name. It's a town in North Carolina too.
Zebulon?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Damn, is he got the this guy's birthday is one day after mine. Respect. Does he have the Madison Bumgarner thing where he's from a town where everyone has the same name as him? It's named after him, and he dated someone with the same name as him. Because if you know that Madison Bumgarner dated a girl named Madison Bumgarner in high school.
Yeah.
And he said they're not related. It's like, bro, you're related. You're definitely related.
I think Jack would love Madison Bumgarner.
Oh, hell yeah. Well,
The man or the woman?
Take your pick. I don't know.
both.
Both. Gardner.
The Bumgarners. Yeah.
Twins had a weird week, though, overall. I mean, they're a mid-team. They had a midweek. Buxton got hurt, which is par for the course with the Twins. I feel like this could have been like a script from any time in Twins history.
Speaking of Twins, dude, Madison Bumgarner's hot, dude. Because they were related. Just tying it back in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, scenario they were related. They're twins with the same name.
I mean, the Twins have a twin on the Twins.
Shut the front door.
Do they really?
Taylor Rogers on the Twins.
Get the other one in there.
The Taylor and Tyler Rogers have played together. This is Taylor Rogers' second time on the Twins. They didn't play together on the Twins. That feels wrong.
Wait, say that one more time. They've both been on the Twins?
No, they've both played on the same team before. They've played together on the Giants.
But it wasn't on the Twins.
Taylor Rogers has played for the Twins twice. Tyler Rogers has not played for the Twins. It feels like they should play together on the Twins.
That should be a rule. Package deal.
Also, Tyler Rogers plays for the Blue Jays, who play at Rogers Center.
It just gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper.
Goes all the way to the top.
All the way to the top. Canadian government's on it too.
Also, Aaron Rodgers just signed, right?
To the Twins.
The Steelers.
Never fucking know these days. So, I mean, I'm looking at the Twins. They got a couple guys hit the shit out of the ball. Ryan Jeffers, apologize for ignoring your ass. 948 OPS out of the catching position. He's the new Cal Raleigh. And Cody Clemens, son of Roger Clemens. Speaking of Roger. Also hitting well. 118 OPS plus, and Larnick and Buxton hitting great. But it's not leading to results, and I don't expect it to lead to any more results soon. I'll be honest with the Twins. I am not optimistic about the Twins, and they're not that exciting, to be honest. So I apologize to my Twins fans, but I'd rather talk about the Rays. Jack's Rays, to be.
Jack's Rays. Poor guy. Got some hate in the comments for being a Rays fan.
Oh, did I?
What'd they say?
They called you a fake fan.
All right, I'm deleting. I'm turning the comments off.
I'm not even pretending to be a real fan.
The funny thing is, last episode, we put the Rays at like the 2-hour mark. So they listened.
To the whole thing.
I
Or
guess
they
to-
skipped ahead.
Which I guess is possible. But
Which is totally fine. If you guys want to skip ahead to your team, totally fine.
Yes.
if they listened to the whole thing and then they didn't pick up that you're not a baseball guy, I don't know.
I mean, they're probably 12 years old.
Watch this. Okay, this is okay. Got fake news.
Why?
San Diego Padres in talk with closer Mason Miller to make him the highest paid relief pitcher of all time. Miller is rumored to make north of $300 million.
Fake news.
All right, it's the rage bait is getting better because it's like you could kind of believe it, where it's like it's only like 10% fake. So you're like, oh, I was 90% there. Then you said 300 million. And I'm like, maybe it's real news, but you just got wrong news. But it is just a satire account. Twitter's been pissing me off lately. This new shit they do where it's like vague posting. That shit needs to be punishable by death.
So if you're president, that's your first edict.
Yeah, vague posting. They're like, dude, I can't even see, my brain I can't even give an example because my brain doesn't think that way. It's just like, it's like a foreign language. Like I would never deceive. I don't even exaggerate or clickbait or anything like that ever. What am I talking about?
Gonna talk about Shane McClanahan.
Who?
Shane McClanahan.
Never heard of him. So the Rays are in first place. They start at first place. They stay in first place. The Rays, best record in the American League, second best record in baseball. They win 2 out of 3 against the Blue Jays. What the hell? What the hell? And they win 2 out of 3 against the Marlins. So they go up north. They beat the Blue Jays. They go down south. And they beat the Marlins. They get the birds in the sky. And they get the fish in the sea. Which was, I mean, I never saw a Devil Ray against a Marlin in real life, but
It wouldn't be close.
You'd think the Devil Ray wins, right?
I mean, I couldn't picture a Marlin killing Steve Irwin.
I could, but I think that guy was kind of overrated, to be honest.
How fucking dare you?
He wasn't that good of a swimmer.
Joey just
cutting
killed
his
the
mic.
podcast.
Dude, they're gonna come for us, dude.
Steve Irwin's overrated, bro. I respect him as a man, but as an animal conqueror, I think he had a lot to. There was a lot to be desired.
I actually can't believe you right now.
He was a great man, great family guy, great entertainer, was great all the way. But when it comes to handling animals and in underwater combat, I don't think that was his strong suit. Obviously, I'm not saying breaking fucking news. That wasn't his strong suit. The guy's 0-1.
He's not 0-1 though.
Yeah, he's probably not 0-1. I mean, listen, he did some great shit, but don't show me him tackling an alligator. That's not even an aquatic animal. That's a mammal. So it's like you can beat a mammal in the water. Can you beat a sea animal in the water? You know what I mean?
Why do I not know if an alligator is a mammal?
Alligator's a mammal, brother. It's an
I don't think it is, dude.
Now, how those fuckers breathe on land, dumb bitch. Sorry for Larry.
First of all, amphibious animals, that has nothing to do with that. We're talking about do they lay eggs or not?
Is a large reptile.
Because they lay fucking eggs.
So why? But reptiles are mammals, bro.
No, they're not.
If they breathe on air on land, it's a mammal.
I don't think birds are mammals.
Yes, they are.
Birds lay eggs.
Dog. You act like
This is gonna be a long episode.
Mammal. Mammal.
Ah.
Oh, it's a filled butter cookie made with Melina flour. Oh, I was way off. Yeah. Okay. I apologize. Anyway, yeah, so I said what I said. Alligator's a mammal, and so am I. I would know. I've been a mammal my whole life. So the Rays, I mean, give me some stats on the Rays, man. I wasn't able to cover the Rays this week.
The Rays' starting pitching has been incredible. In the past, since April 22, they've had 2 instances where their starting pitcher allowed 3 or more earned runs in a start. It was Drew Rasmussen twice, and he only allowed 3 runs. So in the past, I don't even know how many days is that, 28 days, Rays starting pitchers have allowed no more than 3 runs in a game. This week, their offense did fairly well. I don't have the big breakdowns. There was Cedric Mullins on Friday, I believe.
He's been one of the worst players in the league.
Worst players in the league. Then he goes 4 for 4 with a homer, 3 runs scored. So everybody's pitching, and they lost the one game that Dick Martinez started. He went 6 scoreless innings, lowered his ERA to 151. Just dominant week. Shane McClanahan hasn't allowed a run all month. 4 straight scoreless starts, 5 innings or more in every single one of those starts.
Second best starting pitching staff in the league. And those guys, only one of them was a starter last year. That's insane. Look up their record since April 22nd. I'll tell you right now, it's the best in baseball. And that is a team that didn't even have a stadium last year.
The Rays have 18 wins and 4 losses. The next best team is the Braves at 16-7.
Why do people in Florida not go to baseball games, Jack? You're from Florida.
I think they're busy.
Isn't
With all the alligators.
Tropicana kind of hard to get to?
That's what it always says.
No,
but
people do say that. I don't. As hard as anything else. It's also Florida's not like DC. Anywhere in DC is hard to get to because it's a fucking city with no parking. Florida, you drive everywhere. Weather's always nice.
yeah, Miami's last in attendance. Is that hard to get to?
No, it's just they don't really fuck with baseball like that.
But Florida has extremely popular baseball community. They have so much Latin people who are
It's because
big
they don't care
baseball
about the
fans.
Marlins.
It's Miami's weird though. Miami's busy, bro. They're not going to baseball games. They're going on yachts and
Yeah,
strip clubs and
but it's
Raves.
I think it's like the same with most sports, right? Like they don't really get a good attendance in other sports as well, like the Miami Heat maybe and the Tampa Bay Lightning. I don't know.
they don't have Florida doesn't have like that thing that Boston has, that thing that Atlanta has, that you know what I mean? Like there's not like die-hard fandism. What's it called?
Well,
Fandom.
their teams
Fandom.
aren't that old. I mean, you've got the Dolphins, obviously, and they've been around for, I don't even know, 60 years.
And nobody gives a fuck about the Dolphins.
But every other team, the Marlins, they've only been around since 93. I don't know. The Heat are pretty new too, right?
Why don't they make the teams older?
With like teams like the Red Sox or the Yankees, you've got generations of fandoms. You can propagandize your children to pull for the teams, but like no one's been built up on propaganda on Marlins baseball.
Marlins,
wanted
man.
to make the teams older. I mean, when I was a kid, I literally still lived like surrounded by swamp. So Florida's changed quite a bit in just the last 30 years. So who knows? It's not that old of a state. People haven't been living there like that. Couldn't. Too many alligators. Sucking up all the air.
I'll stay my ass up here, man. I ain't going down all that. I ain't gonna deal with all that going on down there. Alligators and the Tampa Bay Rays and the Marlins. Holy moly. A lot of aquatic stuff going up there. I would like to go to the beach soon, since summer is approaching. But what the fuck does that have to do with the Blue Jays?
Gonna go to Lake Ontario?
We're going to the beach in Canada. Niagara Falls. I'm going off the side. I'm going over the falls, baby.
In a barrel.
Give me a barrel. I'm going over the falls. I ain't a bitch. I'll do it.
Team trip to the falls?
Let's go. Follow me, boys. We're going over. So Kevin Gausman had the worst start of his year. Allowed 7 runs. And the Blue Jays lose a series against the Rays, then win the series against the Tigers. And they've kind of just been not too great, not too bad this year.
I think the biggest thing, there are 2 takeaways for me. Is one, Louis Varland is just unhittable. He pitched 2 innings on Saturday. He lowered his ERA to 0.38. The second is that Vladdy Jr., I don't even know what's going on. He hit his first home run since April. I don't even know. It's April 20th. He went 20-some days without a homer. In that span, he had since May, he had a 118 batting average with no extra base hits. Did hit a homer. They did win the series against the Tigers. But, yeah, I mean, Trey Savage has been really good since coming off the IL. I think if he had started the year on the active roster, we'd be talking about him being kind of a runaway rookie of the year.
Oh, rookie of the year. He's still a rookie.
He had 3. It seems kind of crazy, but he only had 3 starts prior to the playoffs last year.
Interesting. Yeah, he's kind of got like an Ian Anderson.
Yeah.
Floor.
Or a Randy Arozarena, where you're like, this guy, how is he a rookie?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Blue Jays, they've got a lot of ground to cover, and they didn't cover any ground.
Well, Savage coming back is good. I mean, their staff, they were so injured early on. Now, if you look at the IL, they're still down Barrios. They're still down Bieber. Those guys will come back. Scherzer is going to come back, but, you're not really that excited for Scherzer. No offense to Scherzer. Legend. But Bieber and Barrios are coming back. But the starting pitching hasn't really been the problem. They really haven't been able to score any freaking runs, man.
I think there was an issue with Barrios. It looks like he is going under
Let me guess.
surgery.
Loose bodies.
No, stress fracture.
Oh, that sucks.
He is not coming back.
Ooh, okay. Well, sorry. Maybe that means Scherzer could come back. We could be excited for Scherzer. Either way, for the Blue Jays, the starting pitching hasn't been the problem. I mean, like you said, Savage has been a beast. Dylan Cease has had a great year. Gausman has done good enough. And even Patrick Corbin, man. Come on. 3.93.
The Blue Jays have won a lot of Patrick Corbin's starts this year, but he has kept them in the game. It's been the offense that, I mean, I don't know if he has a game this year where he's allowed more than 4 runs. No, his worst start of the year was his first start of the year, 4 runs allowed. Since then, he's allowed no more than 3. So he's keeping the Blue Jays in. Obviously, he's their 5th starter. He's not supposed to be an ace, but they've only won one of his last 3 starts where he allowed 2 runs, 2 runs, and 3 runs.
Yes, you can't blame Corbin. You can't blame the pitching staff. It's the lineup, bro. They've been a bag of mid, bro. I mean, they got George Springer's had a terrible year. I'm gonna chalk that up to injuries, because that guy was not only injured already this year, he's kind of been injured. In spite of that, has had some great seasons. I know what was his? He's a DH now, according to this.
So last year he had a 160 OPS plus. He had a 959 OPS, finished 7th in MVP.
It feels like he's always playing through injuries. Yeah, Silver Slugger and 7th in MVP last year. He's already been in the IL this year, but yeah, having a terrible season, batting 186. Right.
They don't have a single hitter who has an OPS plus above 112, who has more than 50,
Yeah.
like 60 at bats.
So they're all batting average to below average. And that is not going to get it done for the Blue Jays. Disappointing coming off a World Series. But again, I don't want to act like it's over for the BJs.
And they did have a
This
slow
isn't-
start last year. Like,
And what happened after that?
they got hot and went to the World Series.
And they choked the World Series. And they got rid of the choke. Eric Lauer, he's on the Dodgers now. Do you see that?
I did. With the Dodgers, it's always like, oh man, they're gonna fix this too, aren't they?
I hope so. I'm rooting for Lauer. I'm rooting for everybody.
On this day last year, the Blue Jays record was 22-24.
So keep your head up, Blue Jays. You're just barely off your pace from last year. You can do it. Just wait till Scherzer gets back. I bet that guy's been wailing on that piano, man. Wailing on
All he's been doing.
playing all that shit. Sing us the song. You're the piano man. Orioles. Yikes. So the Orioles do beat the Yankees 2 out of 3. Trevor Rogers, another Rogers, comes off the IL after the flu, goes in the IL with the flu, does not have a great start. So after allowing 4 runs to his first 3 starts, he had a 1.89 ERA. Since then, 19 runs allowed in his last 4 starts. He's got a 10.57 ERA in those starts. But the Orioles do win 2 out of 3 against the Yankees, then lose a series to the Nationals, bro. Any takeaways from the Orioles?
Gunnar Henderson has been one of the worst hitters in baseball for about a month now. His OPS had dropped over 120 points from April 26th, and then he went 4 for 4 yesterday. Big game for him. But this is not... The Orioles have had a pretty mid-season, but with Gunnar, you expect him to be like a top 10 player in the year in the game, and he has been really bad. He had I think a 19-game span without a homer, and he had 9 homers to start the season. So this could be a big game, a big turning point for Henderson. I mean, other than that, though, the Orioles midweek, right? You know.
Midweek, mid-season, terrible pitching staff as usual. They don't even have a start with an ERA below 4, bro.
I mean, they do have Rico Garcia. He has allowed 2 hits all season. He allowed his second hit yesterday. 1 hit allowed through 19 innings was apparently the fewest allowed by a player since a guy named Piano Mover Smith.
Okay, piano mover.
So if you have one thing going for the Orioles, you've done something for the first time since
Well,
1910.
if you beat the piano mover, if you're moving in the Baltimore area,
Frank the Piano Man Smith.
hit him up, bruh. Hit him up, man. So the Orioles are in last, bro. What are we gonna do? Can't even beat the Nationals, bruh. Can't even beat the Nationals. Oh, they're not in last. The Red Sox are in last, right?
Yeah, it's a 1.5 game difference between the Orioles and the Red Sox.
Red Sox keeps getting worse. They fired their manager. Hasn't been good. Do you have the record since they fired their manager?
So they were 7-6 coming into the week in the Chad Tracy era, and then they went 2-4. So that's 9-10.
2-4 this week. They had lost a series against the Braves, and they lost a series against the Phillies. So, tough schedule, but they didn't get it done, and they almost got swept by the Braves. I mean, Aroldis Chapman gets fucking smoked by a line drive. Bases loaded, 2 outs. They're up by 1. He takes 104 off the ankle, somehow doesn't break his ankle, actually picks up the ball, makes the play to first, saves the game. So Aroldis Chapman is really the bright spot for them. Trade piece?
He's the most unbelievable player in baseball, I think, history. Guy throws 104, never gets an arm injury, and then takes 104 off the ankle and acts like it's nothing.
No, he's Superman. He's still throwing 104 miles per hour at 38 right now. 37.
38.
38 years old. To roll this Chapman.
0.57 ERA as a 38-year-old.
I mean, he could be a big trade piece this year, huh?
Or the Red Sox could just keep him.
And then do what?
Probably trade, and I don't even know who's their star player that they could trade.
I don't know. I'm not feeling too confident about the Red Sox this year. It feels like the vibes are just too bad, and they will not be getting any better. The Red Sox, in their home ballpark this year. So home ballpark home runs in 2026. The Yankees, this is like on Wednesday or something. The Yankees had 37 home runs. They're first. The Phillies have 34 at home. They're second. The Red Sox are in last. They have 9. That is what? 1/4? No, 1/4. Terrible. That's from Buster only. Their WRC plus at home is 67. That is last. They are 6-26 when they allow more than 2 runs in a game.
So wait, they have 9 home runs at home as a team.
Yeah.
Kyle Schwarber has 13 home runs at Citizens Bank Park this year.
The Red Sox, they're calling them. Yikes. Hey, good news is there's only one way up, only one way from there, and that is up. Red Sox, keep trying your best. Hopefully you have a easier schedule this week. And you do. You're going to Kansas City. So bad versus bad. And then they play the Twins. So maybe it's a good. Then they got to play the Braves again. Oh, Lord. Going to Boston. So good luck. Let's move on to the AL West, who has got a bunch of bad teams. I mean, they might not have one single good team. And that's no disrespect for the Athletics, who are in first place right now. I'm proud of the Athletics. They've had to overcome a lot over the past few years, moving cities, going to a new city, having an owner who can't even go to the games because he's embarrassed, and a fan base who hates them and hates everything about them. It's been really tough. They are 500 this year, and that's good enough to be in first place in the AL West. I like this. The Carey game. So do you know who Harry Carey is, Jack?
Yeah, of course, dude. It's our intro.
Harry Carey. He's a very famous American-born broadcaster who broadcasted for the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago White Sox, right? He's probably the most famous broadcaster, one of them in history, right? He had a son, right? As you do when you're a big, cool guy who can get pussy. You have a son. And he had a son.
That's what I think of when I think of Harry Carey.
Exactly. He had a son, and his son was named Skip. And Skip said, Dad, I want to do what you do. He said, all right, son, you know what? I'll teach you the ropes. His son becomes a broadcaster. They broadcast together sometimes. But guess what? It doesn't stop there. Skip, he has a son.
What's his name? Throw?
Chip.
Chip?
He has a son named Chip. So first there's Harry, then there's Skip, then there's Chip. What does Chip want to do? I want to be a broadcaster too, Dad. And they say, you know what, son? I'll teach you the ropes. And he teaches Chip, and Chip becomes a professional broadcaster. He gets to have his grandfather's job and broadcast in Chicago with him and his dad and his granddad. They got 3 generations of broadcasters, professional broadcasters. And guess what happens after that? Chip, this motherfucker goes off and fucking fucks twice, has 2 sons.
How old is
They're
Harry
twins.
Carey?
Doesn't have to be twice.
He fucks one time at least, dude, and has twins, and their name.
Harry Carey's still alive?
Harry Carey has passed away,
And so is Skip.
and so is Skip. But Chip is still around, and he still broadcasts for the Cardinals. Used to be on my Braves, now he's on the Cardinals, and he has 2 sons. They happen to be twins, Chris and Stefan. What do they want to do when they get older?
Hopefully something else.
They want to be professional broadcasters.
Okay.
And Chip says, you know what? I'll teach you. My granddad told my dad, I'm going to tell you what my dad told me. Now you're my son. I'm going to tell you this. And these kids, they start in the minor leagues. Guess what? Chris and Stefan, they get hired to be the A's. So now they're broadcasting for the A's. They made it. So that is the 4th generation of Careys. They're broadcasting. Not only do they broadcast right now, they were allowed to broadcast together in Sacramento, same game, brothers in the same booth. Who are they playing? The Cardinals. Who's in the other booth? Their dad, who got taught by his dad, who got taught by his dad, who was Harry Carey. So the Carey lineage, all they do is call calls, man.
Chris Carey too is the fourth. So Harry Carey, Skip Carey, Chip Carey, and Chris Carey, they all have the same name.
That is 5 carries, bro. There's not a call they didn't call, brother. They never saw a call they didn't want to call. They see something there, say, let me call that. They're addicted to calling stuff. They're the best callers in the family of callers in the history. So now you understand the lore.
Nepotism.
They earned it.
They better be fucking amazing. We got any clips or anything? What's up?
Let's play the high.
Trying to find. I think during the game they had to have a bar to show which one of the Carey brothers was talking, but I can't find.
They all sound the same.
Well, Chris
No,
and
they do not
Stefan
sound-
are identical twin brothers,
Got it.
so their voices are going to sound very similar.
They don't
Yeah.
sound like Harry Carey.
Well, thank God.
And they don't sound like Skip Carey either.
But they kind of sound like Chip Carey.
I don't have a good Harry Carey impression.
I just walk.
I feel like it's. I don't got it.
That was pretty good. That was a good first try. But yeah, it was the Carey series. They played each other, carry on, carry crime. And guess who won?
Gary.
Carries. But we all lost because we all lose when the family feud. Hopefully they got along after that. But the Athletics, they fail upwards. They lose 2 out of 3 against the freaking Cardinals. And they lose 2 out of 3 against the Giants. But they stay in first place. Speaking of Nepot, they're failing upwards just like the Carries. Anyway, I'm just kidding about that. I fuck with the Carries because I honestly I know on Braves Twitter, they were always like, oh, Chip Carey's annoying. I'm glad he's gone. I like the new guy better, but I disagree.
I disagree with your disagreeing.
I know you would because you follow the fucking pack and whatever Twitter says you say because you're a fucking loser. I have the balls to go against the Braves Twitter and defend Chip, who I grew up with, bro.
How about a little respect for Mitch? You know?
Fuck you, Mitch. He didn't respect Chip, and he's one of my favorite broadcasters of all time. And he is from the
Chip will see my favorite Chip Carey call is from that ALDS where it's like the Twins and it's a line drive base hit called there. The runner's coming home. He's safe. He's out. And it's like, what the hell just happened?
Sometimes you don't know. You got to call it how you see it. Sometimes you got to call it how you see it. But every once in a while, I'll watch a Cardinals game and I hear Chip talking, and I'm like, dude, I miss Chip. And nothing against the new guy, Brandon, or whatever. But I got to say, man, I think Chip's better. And that is, Braves fans go, oh, yeah, this new guy's way better than Chip. They were like annoyed with Chip.
No, I
was
heard a
better.
Cardinals game one time recently, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot what it was like to hear Chip Carey.
Stop. I don't understand what this thing is. Like, you got to get a broadcaster and let him be the broadcaster until he dies. It doesn't matter if he's good or bad. The fact that he's there for so long, that's why everyone hated Joe Buck. And then after 20 years, everyone's like, oh, Joe Buck was awesome. It's like you hear the voice, you get nostalgic about it.
All right, Jack, this one's for you.
2002. Line drive, base hit. Caught out there. Runner tags. Here he comes. Throw to the plate. On target. And in time. A double play. Ends the 10th.
Line drive base hit, caught. Line drive base hit, caught it, going home. That's a quick, he caught himself. Line drive base hit, caught. Hey, man. As someone, I've never really made like verbal mistakes on the podcast and stuff. I'm good at that, but like I do empathize with people because every once in a while you do fuck up a word or a name. You know what I'm saying?
You empathize with people?
Yeah, I fucking said it right, dude. I did not say emphasize. I said empathize. I know
You might have. I don't know.
and I know the difference. And you can go click the 5-second backwards button. You'll hear what I said. Empathize. Do you have a charity?
No.
You don't have a charity, do you? So shut the fuck up.
No, I'm a worse guy than you.
I have a charity now. And it will grow to become the biggest one.
Viewers can't tell, but it's getting really hot in here.
Obviously, they can't tell, Mitch.
We're getting all delirious.
It is getting pretty hot. Yeah, we might have to turn the AC on for the next episode. So if you hear like a, just be chill about it.
Speaking of hot, let's go to Texas. Texas Rangers. What a boring ass team, man. So far. Do you have anything on the Rangers?
Just that Eovaldi is like really good all of a sudden.
Good. I mean, hey, I just call the Rangers boring. I think they have been boring because they've been playing like a boring team, but it wouldn't take much for them to get exciting again.
So
The division's up for grabs.
yeah, I mean, I don't know which one is more winnable, the AL West or the AL Central. The Rangers midweek again. They won a series, they lost a series. What does that mean? They had the same. They went 500 this week. But Evaldi, he started the season with a 5.79 ERA, but he's only allowed 1 run over his last 22 innings. That's with him getting skipped one of those starts with left side tightness. So he was injured, came back, had another scoreless start. So, I mean, great game. Overall, though, the Rangers are pretty boring. They don't have a lot of offense.
They got Jock Peterson. He's exciting. Just unfortunately, he's not.
He's not very good.
I know.
Corey Seager.
DeGrom's exciting. I mean, seeing DeGrom pitch as good as he's playing is
But
like.
DeGrom had a bad start this week, so
Ooh.
not exciting. DeGrom gave up, I want to say 4 home runs in 6 innings in a single start. When he had that incredible 2021 season, he only gave up, I think, 9 home runs. 6 home runs. So in 2021, where he like literally could not allow a run, he allowed 6 home runs. In 6 innings, he gave up, what is that, 80% of that?
Not a math guy, dude. That's really not going to be answered.
Guess we'll never know.
80% sounds right to me, man. That
Oh, no, it's not. 66.
66, too.
I knew that.
Why didn't you say anything?
I was yawning. Because of how easy it was.
Wake the
Do we
fuck
really want to talk about the Angels?
I would love to talk about the Angels. Thank you for bringing that up. Angels, great week. And what they did right this week is they forgot to win. And listen, if you're the Angels, and I said it last week and I stand by it, that's probably last place team most likely to make the playoffs are still the Angels. They got a guy named Jack Kokonowitz. If you don't know, now you know Kokonowitz. Allowed 6 runs on Friday. Now you might say, that's not good. It wasn't good. But he also had to take into account that Angels didn't even score a single run that game. So who cares if he gave up 6 runs? It's not even a bad start. He could have gave up 1 run. It wouldn't have mattered. They're still going to lose. You can't lose if you scored 0 runs. So, yeah, he gave up 6 runs, but it doesn't fucking matter. You can't hold that against him. Then you got Jose Soriano. You might say he used to be the best pitcher in baseball the first month. 0.24 ERA in his first 6 starts. Could have been a good trade piece. Well, 15 runs in his last 4 starts. He gave up, 14,000 runs against the Dodgers?
Yeah, I gave up 6. Which is, I mean, if you're not going to score, the same thing.
I will say this about the Angels. It was the same thing we said about the Rays last week. The Angels suck ass. It's always a fun team. The fun shit always happens with them. They had a triple play against Ohtani. That's a fun thing. And they also gave up an inside the park home run against Ohtani. Triple play and an inside the park home run in the same series? When has that ever happened? I'll wait. So you're telling me that's bad?
Well, then they have Alek Manoah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Alek Manoah. Alek Manoah, who has had a tough career after having a great start to his career. Yeah, we were getting excited about Alek Manoah. 8 earned runs in 1 1/3, man. Damn. Fastball velocity was down 5. Mitchell.
I think it was actually down lower. I think he was sitting 86 in this particular game.
So that's fake news. That's not right.
So even further down.
Damn.
And then he got sent down to the minors.
Okay.
But then
what?
they got to face Roki.
How did Roki do?
Best start of his career. 8 strikeouts. I don't even think he walked a batter, which, has been his big issue.
Damn. I was thinking about this with Roki, and I just want to put this on the record right now. The fact that the Dodgers have kept him in the starter's role and not sent him down really gives me a lot of hope. Like, I feel like if the Dodgers are like being this adamant, like he's a starter, I trust Roki Sasaki is going to become like an elite starting pitcher within the next year or 2.
I didn't realize, but he's only allowed 1 walk in his last 2 starts.
There
I
we
think
go.
he's getting there.
Listen, he's got a 5.09 ERA with a negative 0.2 WAR. I mean, if you look at his his spring training where he had like a 30 ERA and gave up like 6 runs every start, and then started the season doing the same thing. The fact that the Dodgers kept putting him out there, actually, a franchise like the Dodgers, I'm not giving up on Sasaki.
I guess they're good enough, solid enough to be patient. Like a lot of teams, they wouldn't have the patience for.
I mean,
They also need the extra starter because of Otani.
I just think it's been pretty obvious since last season at least that Roki's biggest obstacle probably is like the mental game. He just seems so young and like he's trying to figure it all out.
it's a new country, it's a new language, it's a new baseball's a different size, I think, and or it's like not it's the same size, but it's like stickier or something. Is it a different size?
I think it's slightly smaller in Japan, like by millimeters, and then I think the American ball is slicker.
All right, well, this is what I'll tell you right now. My prediction is by the time the playoffs start, Roki Sasaki will be like a top of the rotation guy. Maybe not for the Dodgers because they have so many top, but like,
If he wasn't on the Dodgers, he'd be a top of the rotation kind
Yes.
of guy.
Yes, that is my prediction. Pin it, clip it, put it on Instagram Reels, and old take suppose, whatever you want to do. Do what you got to do. But I'll see you in October when that shit's true. Y'all going to be, damn, BD does no ball. Last but not least, the Rockies, the Rock Show. They might be the least. Mitchell,
There was nothing going on with the
you
Rockies.
got nothing on the
I got
Rockies?
nothing. Well, you do have a left fielder who turned an unassisted double play, which I think is pretty cool.
Okay.
But I mean, do we really? Mickey Moniak, I think he had a decent week.
Wait, how does that work? An unassisted double play?
So the left fielder caught it, and then he ran into the infield and he touched second base.
Oh,
Mickey Moniak, because the guy in second just didn't tag up, and it was a non-story,
sometimes
bro.
you gotta carry the fucking squad, dude.
But Moniak still has an OPS close to 1,000.
He's the second best player in the league, dude. Fifth best OPS in the league, bro.
And that's pretty cool.
You
But
got-
overall, the Rockies are the worst team in baseball again. I think they had a nice little start to the year where you're like, maybe they're not going to be the worst team in baseball, and now they're the worst team in baseball. Coming into the week, they were 2-8 in their last 10, and then they went 2-4 this week.
you want to hear some crazy shit? Mickey Moniak has a higher slugging percentage than Kyle Schwarber.
That is crazy.
I know you're gonna say Coors. You're gonna say it's a Coors Light situation.
Coors, the fence being as far back as it is, it doesn't really like increase home runs. It increases doubles and triples. Like you have to hit the ball far to get out of Coors, you know?
No,
It does have that air atmosphere aided distance, but you still have to hit the ball like 440 feet to get out in center.
Interesting. The more you know, you learn something new every day. I'm gonna. What if the comments say you're wrong about that?
Okay. But like the outfield is so much wider that there's more spots for the ball to fall. So you can get more doubles, you can get more triples than you would in a normal park, you know?
Gotcha. Yeah. Yep. Have you been to Coors?
Haven't. Have you?
No. Would you put that on your list of places to go?
Yeah, it's actually I think kind of cheap to go to Coors or Denver from here.
I've been to Denver, didn't go to Coors. It was wintertime. Wintertime all the time, 365. But that's all the teams we got to cover. Do you want to talk about anything else before we get out of here?
We have like 5 snippets of the Diamondbacks, but Michael
Oh.
Soroka had a good start. That's fun. Corbin Carroll had a 2-homer game. That's fun. He's quietly been one of the best players in the league.
Michael Soroka?
Corbin Carroll.
Corbin Carroll.
He's 15th among position players in WAR, and his OPS plus would be the highest of his career if it ended today. But I think the Diamondbacks just not being an exciting team and having terrible pitching kind of takes the air out of that.
Yeah, Diamondbacks, the Rangers, same boat for me on them. And they were in the World Series together not too long ago, Mitch. 2023.
What
Ooh.
a fever dream that was.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even like they're bad teams. They're not bad teams. They're just mid-level teams. No one's really... I mean, Corbin Carroll's having a great season, but other than that, it's kind of just middle of the pack. Just slugging away. Oh, sorry. I mean, Mr. Vargas.
He's cooled down, I think.
Still got 903 OPS, but I'd be remiss to say that this is a boring... They don't have anyone who's having a great year and not say Mr. Vargas. Also, Nolan Arenado has had a surprisingly good resurgent year. His OPS is up to 800.
His defense, it's funny. His defense has taken. I know you love the defensive metrics, but I think his outs above average is negative.
Ooh, well, yeah, he's gotten older. I mean, it's been a steady decline for him on defense. And yeah, it always surprises me when you see Arenado's 35, which maybe it shouldn't. He's been around for a minute now. All right, y'all. Do we have any questions or something?
Just a couple that I would read off. A lot of them are absolute bullshit. When are we getting merch? We're working on it. A lot of stuff about people being mad about not talking about the Blue Jays. Well, eat your heart out. We talked about them for about 4 minutes this episode.
Let's go. Sorry, Blue Jays
what is your
fans.
favorite baseball stat? I feel like I know yours.
I'll let Mitchell go first.
I feel like my favorite stat is outfielder outs above average because you can kind of go into the data and you can see how much a play was worth. A lot of the time, you don't have that calculation. So
Fascinating.
you can go to like the outs above, like you can go to a specific play, and basically, if it has a catch probability of 95%, you get 0.5 outs above average for that catch. If it has a 5% catch probability, you get 0.95 outs above average for that catch. And you kind of go and look and see what the data is on a particular play.
I like runs. It's all about runs. Most important stat in the game. Runs. How many runs you score? How many runs did you not score? That is what decides the game. So runs, the most important stat, my favorite stat.
Mine's girth. And that's it for the questions.
Pause.
There are a bunch of random questions, but if y'all want your questions read, ask one. Use a question mark, because that's how I'm finding them.
If we can suggest merch, I want a hat, a PDE hat.
You want a PDE hat?
I want a PDE hat. If other people want a PDE hat,
It's nice to want.
comment that.
It's nice
Support
to
me.
want, dude.
Finding a good hat is tough. Selling dad hats, we could do that all day. I can't wear a dad hat. I look like a fucking idiot with a
neither.
dad hat.
You're
I can't even wear this hat.
What's it say?
I guess I am wearing it.
What's
I don't know what it is. I thrifted it. I don't know what it is.
Do you like my hat?
Yeah, you have good hats. Baseball hats fit you good. The classic baseball fit. Is that a 5-panel? 5-panel canvas? 5-panel canvas, fucking curved bill?
Sounds about right. You seem like you know more about this than me. You know more about my hat than I know about my hat.
I don't got enough hats, though.
So if you guys are fucking itching for merch and hats, you know whose fucking job that is. And if there's only one person here who knows how to do that shit, is Jack. So
drop in the comments what kind of merch you want. Not like what type of shirts or whatever. I mean, like, what do you want on it? Like, what kind of things? Because there's easy things to do. There's logos. There's that kind of shit. But
I want to watch BD watch.
That's a little harder.
Timepiece, baby.
I guess we could do it, but
Come on. Or medallion, big ass medallion.
big ass medallion. I mean, maybe we can get gold to hook us up with a fucking
Hook it up.
pendant. What do you call it?
Give me a freaking earring, BD earring. Some cufflinks. It's wedding season coming up. Go with the BD
Ew.
cufflinks. BD tie.
Joey has an RSVP to my wedding yet.
You haven't sent that out.
Yeah, it's true, actually.
You dumb bitch. They always try to get a crack at with the RSVP setup. You know I don't fall into that trap. I'm gonna pull up. Cut out the rap, dude. I want people to know I rap.
Oh, no!
People are just gonna keep asking for freestyles. All right, thank you so much, everybody. Peace and love. Peace and health. We'll see you next time. We gone.